Hello everybody, welcome to the Redmen TV. I've just realised that we're not on screen. Joe, can we fix that? It's really weird looking at... There we are, look at that. Look at that. I know you guys could probably see us, but I couldn't see us.
Oh my God, what am I wearing?
And it was freaking me out just a little bit. It was a lovely view, don't get me wrong, but not as good as this view and not as good as that shirt, Jay Cranford. I jokingly answered the door to you by saying, could you not have found something extravagant to wear for the occasion? But as a man who owns many extravagant shirts, i.e. you, not me, that's up there, that.
Well, I thought to myself, this is probably going to be the most on-the-beach fixture that I can think of. So I'm on the beach.
You are on the beach. I can confirm underneath the desk there are very much beach attire shorts and beach attire footwear going on. So yeah, that's that.
That's just pure white rum.
Pure. It's going to be an interesting stream, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us as ever for the final watch along of the season. But as Jay Cranford delightfully alludes to there, the watching side of things is pretty irrelevant. But we're going to have a fun afternoon because this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Liverpool Football Club, Virgil van Dijk in particular, will be the first to lift that bad boy in front of fans for 35 years inside Anfield, and that's pretty glorious, isn't it? How are we all? First off, hope everybody's well. Hope we've had a good weekend thus far. We've got lots to talk about. Pre-match, during the match, post-match as well, of course. Yesterday was a whole thing we'll have a conversation about. There's loads of comments coming in about Florian Wirtz and Jeremy Frimpong and Milos Kerkez. We'll do it all, because why not? We're here for a good time today. Sound. First off, I do have a little bit of housekeeping to do. For the last time this season on a watch-along, I need to remind you all that Dr. Synynic is a person who fixes your barnet out. And there it is. And that guy on the right, I don't want to talk ill of him initially, but he needed that, didn't he?
He's done well, yeah.
Dr. Synynic is clearly a master at his craft, but he's worked wonders on him.
Looks like he's got a severe... So, I don't know, is he a severe player or what? Anyway,
I don't know. No, I think he's just wearing a shirt.
He's just,
I think he's just wearing a shirt. But jokes aside, Dr. Synynic is the man. So if you do want your hair or your beard sorting, head to his clinic over in Istanbul. You can get a little consultation down in London as well, but head to emmasynynic.com and he will sort you and everybody out because he is a genius, as evidenced by that photo right there. Joe is kindly zooming in on it. But yeah, honestly, that's incredible work. Genuinely, if you needed proof that he was good at what he did, there it is in a nutshell. And he's also done it for Ivan Rakitic, Rio Ferdinand, Ryan Babel, Rivaldo's had it done, and others. Hair clinic to the stars. Sound, how are you? You all right?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. I have got my Family Fortunes.
I was going to say.
Mate, I found it literally moments before we started, so I thought I'd throw it on for the first 10, 15 minutes or so. Because yesterday, anyone who hasn't seen any of the footage from yesterday, I urge you to go and check it out. Thanks as well, JD. It's always nice to get some positive reinforcement as we start. I urge you to check out what is available to you right now, because it was a little bit surreal, if I'm being brutally honest. Like, the fact we were in the exhibition centre anyway in town was a bit mad, because there's 1,500 going on 2,000 people there, which was boss. Thanks everyone for coming out first off as well. But the whole thing, we had the Ragamuffins, obviously. We knew we were closing with the Zootons. We knew Paddy the Baddy was coming on, Kelly Cates. We knew we had the Dalglishas against us and all that sort of stuff. And it was all very exciting. And then when it was actually happening, I was like, fuck me, this is a real thing. You know what I mean? It was just wild. Anyway, there's a Liverpool team's been announced, I imagine, whilst I've been chatting away. I'll check that first. No one said anything. But anyway, no one cares that much that no one's even mentioned it in the chat either. Twitter was not logged in, which is quite annoying. But you came along anyway. Did you enjoy what you saw?
I did, yeah. I just like to say of the Family Fortunes, both teams, their minds were in the gutter. Stehor, when asked something that you normally do in the dark, bear in mind his two small children were in the audience, said, have a little play with yourself.
Wow, yeah, you did. Yeah, I remember that.
Marina Dalglish said, have sex, and then Kenny Dalglish immediately said, who with? I thought he was on very good form. Kenny yesterday.
Yeah, Kenny was great.
Considering my memory of him, his press conferences going back 13, 14 years, bit of a Postecoglou vibes of but Scottish,
quite front-footed, quite power.
Yeah. But I thought he was really very witty, a side of him that I
He was great.
I didn't know.
Yeah, and I was fortunate enough to actually meet him the day before down at the Shankly Mural, and then obviously I was sort of, I know I'm dropping, I know I'm doing it, I'm not daft.
Clive Tilsley as well.
I know,
saw
Clive
that, yeah.
As well, yeah. But I was obviously backstage a little bit with Kenny and the full Dalglish clan, really, and he was in really good form. But it's funny, beforehand when I spoke to him, I said, Family Fortunes tomorrow, and his literal response, word for word, was, oh, for fuck's sake. I was like, looking forward to it then, Kenny, yeah. But no, it was great day. But honestly, when we did these things are on socials already. When we did the You Never Walk Alone, followed by the Arne Slot Bounce song, it was boss. It was unbelievable. But there was a moment, and when one of the lulls in You Never Walk Alone came in, I was hugging Chris, and I said, Kenny Dalglish is on this stage. Like, what's happening here?
I got quite emotional, which is weird, because it's like, it's a party atmosphere, and it's an emotional song, and like, I mean, you know, people have it at funerals and stuff like that. And there has been a bit of a mention of like, you know, we've lost people since we last got to celebrate a league in the stadium and all that. Considering like 5 minutes before it was Les Dennis having the crack, and like, I was like, it's just a little, it hit me unexpectedly of like, oh my God, we've won the league. This is brilliant. Like, cause it's sort of, we've known for a while, really, like this is happening, and it's not, thankfully, not like those last day shootouts where you don't know what's going to happen. So the idea of we are going to win the league has been in my brain for a while, but that was just another little moment where it's like, oh my God, we've done it, and look at all these people here, and Les Dennis is on the stage.
It was nuts. Honestly, it was just nuts.
Dan and Chris and Paul.
The whole Family Fortunes thing was a bit, like I say, a bit surreal, a bit odd, because we wanted the Dalglishes to win, obviously, but Chloe wasn't like aware of that. So Chloe kept saying to me, like, are we meant to win this? Because this is probably the answer. Like, Chloe, it's fine. I think we're supposed to lose. Like, it's all good, chill. But yeah, honestly, it was nuts. And we're still waiting on team news, which is odd, because I feel like we should have it by now.
Maybe Arne's
is it out now,
decided yet.
Okay, it's out now. Here we go. I've got it on my phone. I'll try and get it on laptop whilst I'm talking as well. But he's gone. What, sorry?
I was going to say, it looks like...
all season long, I've been predicting teams on that board, and I think this is the first one I've actually got right. Is the bench right? If the bench is right, that might be... I might have peaked. Yeah. I can see Chiesa on my bench, and he's not on there, is he?
Jota's on the bench.
Jota for Chiesa, is that right? Yeah, Jota for Chiesa. You bastard. The one time I thought I had, 20 out of 20. That's annoying. Anyway, there's the team. What do you think? Strong.
Yeah. I mean, considering, this could have been anything, really, and I just saw I've seen people predicting a Gomez goal, and and you think there's question marks over a few in terms of future, like Elliott and Gomez, and people like that, and like, oh, would it be nice to give him a game? The league's won. Is Endo going to get a game? Is Chiesa going to get whatever? It's actually a pretty strong lineup. Maybe Arne's fed up of not winning now that we're now that we're champions.
I do think he'll want to go out in style at Anfield, because although the results have been irrelevant, and that was evidenced by everything Arne Slot has said, and certainly his actions in allowing the players to go to Dubai, and he himself going to Ocean Beach and Ibiza, of course, it hasn't been important. That's obvious. Yeah. But I do think a lot of him will want to win this game, because he'll be aware of the noise, and people have asked him in press conferences about, is this a bit of a damp squib of an ending, limping, whatever. It's irrelevant. Like I say, it doesn't matter, doesn't bother to me one single jot. A lot of people feel differently, and that's fine. But I think today, party atmosphere, Crystal Palace, the fellow party people are coming to town as well, because they've got their own FA Cup that they're delighted about. They're probably a little bit hungover themselves. So it's the perfect game in many ways, Jay. You mentioned earlier on, we're so used to going into these final days of the season full of jeopardy. When we've been in previous title races, this isn't a race anymore, obviously. It's been like all on the line. We're checking results elsewhere. We'll do that today, but not out of any of our own interest, just sheer curiosity. This is a great place to be.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And it's funny, actually. I was thinking where I got this shirt. In fact, I was in Mallorca.
I can imagine. I've not seen many in town, to be fair. Probably right.
2 years ago. Do you remember the Arsenal game when they went 2-0 up and we got it back to 2-2 and we should have won?
Yeah, Xhaka sending off, and then triggered everything. Yeah.
And we were playing really poorly that season, And there was some Arsenal fans. I was in Mallorca watching it. You got your pint on the go. There's a group of Arsenal fans, and there's a girl of about 14, and she was giving it the big one when Arsenal went. And then obviously, and we nearly won, and I think they cleared one off the line. Mm-hmm. And I went up to them afterwards, and I was like, hard lines, because I think they were all like, oh, we're this title race, we're slipping sort of thing. And I was like, you think you want to be in a title race? And then you're actually in one, and it's horrible. And it like go with those ones, 21-22, was it, the last game? I mean, that was horrible. Because
was that the Villa one?
Yeah, we were playing Wolves. Yeah, and because we were losing and City were also losing, and I was like, oh my God, we are ruining this. We've spoiled it. And then we ended up the very sad thing of Salah going nuts and someone in the crowd's going, that's 3-2. Yeah. Anyway, why are we talking about these? But this is why this means so much, because we've had all of these near misses, where 13, 14 and all of that, 18, 19.
Yeah, as Klopp said to us during the conversation we had with him prior to him leaving, not what he said to us recently, he said a lot of stuff recently, we paid the bill, I think, for our successes, and we've certainly done that for this one as well, it's fair to say. And just on the team news, there's a couple of interesting little talking points, I think, from it. No Chiesa. Diogo Jota comes in, of course. That is wrong on the board, but Chiesa is not in the squad at all. What do you make of that, Jay? Because Arne Slot in midweek basically said that he wants him to stick around and fight for his place and have a good pre-season. Who knows what that looks like? To me, this is another example of, if he's not involved today, there is no future here.
No, probably not. And he had some bright moments last week, one or two, but it's fair. I liked his efforts, because you could see, but even to a point where I was thinking, should our 9 be doing that? He was tracking somebody back almost to the edge of our own D. I'm thinking, well, but then he wouldn't win the ball. And you think, well, if we win the ball, there's now no one in the 9, because, whatever. Couldn't fault him for effort. And there's been part of me thinking, it's all just like, what's the word? Clutching at straws a little bit. And I'm thinking, maybe this is just this big master plan from Arne of we'll give you pretty much a full season to get up to the swing of things in English football and all that. And it's and then next season he's going to have a full pre-season. He's going to be a valid option in any of the front 3 positions. But actually, it's probably just he doesn't fancy him.
Yeah, I think
and, he's seen enough over the course of the season. It was a fairly low risk gamble, because it was a low fee. Maybe we're not going to see that player that we all saw in Euro 2020, and maybe that player is gone now. I don't know. We all wanted him to return to that.
Yeah, of course. Because ultimately, for me, we were saying opportunistic was the buzzword, wasn't it, last summer? And it was that, because let's be honest, you don't get a player of that calibre and that maybe previous quality for 12 million quid on today's market. It just doesn't exist, because he was once touted as a 80+ million pounds football, and rightfully so at the time, because you mentioned his Euro exploits and what have you, and obviously the move from Fiorentina to Juventus, and he was quality, absolute quality. But a couple of points here, Nos says we'll probably sell him for profit, maybe. I'm not quite sure he's quite got the body of work of football under his belt to really warrant a profit. But who knows? Yeah, Michael Edwards is a genius. Who am I to? I know he's not the guy, but still,
they made a profit on Ben Davies, who didn't play a single game. So that
well, to be fair, that was just, if Liverpool were once interested in Ben Davies, could have spent 1.2 million or something on him. I mean, maybe we'll get one on Chiesa as well. But somebody a second ago in the chat mentioned he won't want to stay, and I think that's a fair argument, because why would he?
Yeah, was he 27 now, something like that? I mean, he's still. He's still got what are supposed to be his peak years ahead of him. 3 or 4 of his peak years left. He'll want to be in the Italian national team. He can't be hanging around here playing half an hour in the League
World
Cup.
Cup here next year as well.
And fair play to him if he does want to go.
Yeah.
Which would be a shame, because he looked so pleased, didn't he?
High quality player. What I would say is, for those that love a signing, guilty. If we do allow him to leave, the likelihood is that somebody will come in, or alternatively, if you like an academy prospect to get given opportunity, there's scope for that as well. Bendo could be in that conversation, Jadon Dan's likewise as well. So yeah, exciting times. And the only other talking point really, Jay, I think from the team news, I'll give you both teams in full in a moment, but from a Liverpool point of view, it's Trent's inclusion on the bench. So both real topics, are one not involved and one involved. But yeah, trends. We saw the farewell they did yesterday at the AXA. I think that was smart, by the way, for what it's worth in Liverpool. Yeah. Obviously, we had the Jurgen Klopp stuff. I was at the Gala Ball on Friday night where he spoke, and I immediately turned to Joe when he started and went, here we go, because you just got a sense that something big was coming, and it followed. What do you make of his inclusion?
Well, even before the Arsenal incident, once he'd done the announcement, I wouldn't have played him again. Not as a punishment or anything, but I just wondered if Slot underestimated the ill feeling a little bit and kind of was more in line with Jurgen's thinking of like, this is not what we do at Anfield, you know. You got to go across Stanley Park to hear the boos kind of thing, like, you know. And actually, that's probably right, because there's maybe one. I remember we lost 1-0 to Wolves under Hodgson, where we probably did we get booed off? But like, this was Wolves who were like bottom of the league, had barely scored a goal, the worst team in the division by miles, and we couldn't beat them at home. I'm thinking it's only maybe one. You can count on one hand games where the crowd has booed, so it wasn't a shock to me. I just think partly because maybe protecting Trent from that, it would, you know. I think we could all tell it was going to happen. Maybe Slot couldn't tell it was going to happen. Give Bradley the minutes. He's the guy, potentially with Frimpong next year. He's going to be, you know, going to be competing for the position. Yeah. And you know, the games, as we all say, the games don't really matter. I don't think any of us really want to see loads of Jarell Quansah at right back, but he can come on for 20 minutes at the end of the Arsenal game. You know, so yeah. Does this mean he's going to come off the bench? I mean,
no, far from it. Obviously, he left him on the bench at Brighton on the Monday night, and I think that was another smart play. I actually think taking him removed the element of it being a story, because I think if you go from Boogate, if you like, to dropping him entirely, you've got another story there straight away. You know what I mean? So actually, just taking him on the trip but not using him was quite a smart play. If that's indeed how he intended it, we're not sure. Yeah,
I just wonder if after Jurgen's kind of polite fatherly bollocking that he gave us all the other day, is Slot thinking, oh, you know what? Jurgen said his piece. We'll give him 5 minutes at the end, and all right, it's maybe not going to be Scouser in our team bring the house down, but he might get a polite smattering of applause. Thank you. You know, I don't know. I don't know if I'd risk it if I were the manager.
No, me. But you're right to say Liverpool, we don't generally do anything. We often respond with humour. Like, we spoke after the aftermath of that about like the Hodgson stuff. When we wanted him gone, it was pretty obvious we wanted him gone. It was like Hodgson for England, and even in the Trent stuff was like a little bit of Steven Gerrard's song, Conor Bradley's song, and just Liverpool generic song. But then obviously it did, you know, escalate into some booing as well. Sam, we'll move on from that, because today is a day of celebration, and it's celebrating this entire squad. And we're going to do it in style. I certainly hope so anyway, mate. Like, how somebody a moment ago asked if this is must win. Now, clearly it isn't must win. That's obvious. But how much do you want to go out with this victory, 3 points, and really sort of, round off the season in a nice way?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just a shame that we haven't won. You know, I've heard some people talking about like, oh, we want to get 90 whatever points was possible, and just to prove to the rest of the fans. And I don't think Slot cares, obviously. I don't think he thinks if we only get, what points are we on now?
I'll tell you now. I've switched off that one. We are professionals
84, here. 84?
I'll check for you. 80 I think you're right. I think he's already looking for next season. The minute that league was wrapped up, done, that Spurs game, the minute that full-time whistle went, I think his mind immediately went to A, dancing on the pitch and having a party, but B, next season. How can I best prepare these lads for next season? And he's done it. He
doesn't care about sticking two fingers up at Arsenal fan TV by saying, we're on 83, right? So we 83. Can finish, you know, he doesn't care about, well, all of you naysayers, we actually finished on 94. Like, he's not bothered. He's already tried a few things. I thought it was interesting, especially with the Wirtz stuff. Fingers crossed.
We'll have a chat about that.
With Szoboszlai being a bit deeper the other day. And that's the thing that's been talked about for a while, and I liked him spraying those passes out from deep Could that be? I don't know. Not speaking too soon, but that's an interesting thing. We've obviously playing Bradley because he's going to be, he's in possession of the shirt at the moment. Mm-hmm. It seems nailed on the Frimpongs coming in to be his competition. So it would. I mean, it's going to be a party atmosphere, like you say. Palace. They've had their brilliant moments in the sun now. I'm hoping it's, they have a boisterous, lively fan base. I'm hoping it's going to be nice atmosphere.
It's going to be the best.
Bit of banter in between the fans,
Loads of inflatable FA Cups and loads of inflatable leagues.
That's all that. Everyone's having a nice time.
Can I ask you, just dead quickly, on the party atmosphere vibes and on the happiness that will be in and around Anfield today, are you on board with the prospect of 2 guards of honour? Them giving us one and us giving them one?
I mean, how's that going to work?
Why not? They do it. We do it. Just flip.
So,
as they go through.
They stand outside the tunnel, and then we automatically form up.
As you go through, they just line up afterwards, yeah?
Yeah. I mean,
okay. We'll wait and see.
Why not?
Wait and see. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Just wait and see. Sound okay. What was I going to talk about next?
What about a John Terry thing for, is it Joel Ward?
Oh yes,
or whatever his shirt number is. We kicked the ball out. I think
maybe
that's maybe taking it a bit far.
We'll
isn't it?
Quickly look at the Palace team. Dean Henderson in goal and captain. Daniel Munoz. They've got quite strong actually. Richards, Maxence Lacroix, Jefferson Lerma, Tyreek Mitchell, Daichi Kamada, Will Hughes, Ismail Assar, Ebriche Eze, and Jean-Philippe Mateta, and a bench of, is that Matt Turner? Joel Ward as mentioned, Eddie Nketiah, Franca, Essa, Devaney and Kafora. That is the Crystal Palace side. I knew most of their first names apart from 2, and Chris Richards is his first name. I should have got that bit. That's annoying. I don't know. I think it's Justin Devaney. Frank has escaped me. That's
Franca.
Yeah, what's his first name? Anyway, Palace strong. I mean, are we really expecting them to be desperate to win this game of football? You mentioned on the beach before, it couldn't really be more on the beach for them. No chance of Europe, FA Cup, signed, sealed, delivered. Mateus Franca. This should be just 2 teams who just want to get the full-time whistle and go and have a bit of a party. Yeah,
you'd think so, yeah. They've obviously, they've climbed the mountain now. They played on Tuesday, wasn't it?
Yes.
They were all... Did they draw in the end?
They got beaten there with Wolves, I want to say. I won actually, tell a lie. God, my football has been absolutely switched off recently.
Let's have a
look. They did something with somebody. Yes, they beat Wolves. I knew it was Wolves. They won 4-2.
I was going to say, the last I saw, they were winning. So that maybe they're not on the beach. Maybe Glasner is a hard... I saw, I think it was Roy Keane say, this is partly just him being him, but when we won the treble, the minute we walked out of that changing room, I was like, right, on to next season. And you're like, maybe Glaston's being like that. No, we're beating Liverpool, we're beating Wolves.
Sending messages.
I don't think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm glad Ezra's not playing because he's on the bench because he's a very good player. They've got enough in there to do something. I think they could do with him being, that creative fulcrum. The likes of Hughes is a good, solid player, isn't he? But he's not someone you're scared of.
What Will Hughes isn't Adam Wharton.
No.
And any regular viewers, listeners of this will know how much I like Adam Wharton. He's a wonderful footballer, one I really like. And a few people in the chat have mentioned potentially his non-inclusion is giving him up for a move. Now, I'm pretty sure he was injured, wasn't he, post-final? Yeah, so maybe it's more that than anything else. But just on him as a footballer, he's great. And he's the sort of player that we'll talk about Wirtz, we'll talk about Frimpong as the afternoon goes on. But yeah, Adam Wharton is a hell of a player. And him not being involved actually does give Liverpool's chances of winning a decent boost.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, like I say, the likes of Hughes. I mean, Hughes has done well against us before, but it's a step down if you haven't got Wharton and Eza in there. And they were obviously the goal scorer in the FA Cup final, and Wharton put a massive shift in and was instrumental, and he was in the England squad. He didn't really, I don't think he even got off the bench, but he's definitely
been left out with this one, hasn't he? Sorry, I think they've left him out.
the Euros.
But I think he's been left out the next one, and I love Jordan Henderson as much as the next man. But come on,
yeah,
I'm not being funny. I know he offers experience, but there's enough experience in that, and I don't care. Ultimately,
Slightly
do what
bizarre
you want to do,
inclusion.
It is odd. It is really odd to me. A lot of people, no, Mark Gahey as well is a good shout. Yeah, possibly an injury there as well. I think he did get injured actually in that final too. I think they were a bit walking wounded post that, so maybe that's all it is. But again, two players who could easily be on them. That's the problem for Palace now. I mentioned Adam Wharton, Mark Gahey, Eberechi Eze is another one. John-Philippe Mateta falls into this category about players who have had such outstanding seasons, and a lot of them are of a very ripe age that they could well get cherry-picked or picked apart a little bit, and they'll have to guard against that, obviously.
Mateta's one of those ones. I've had a few. Alex Iwobi, the last time I was on here, I was saying I never rated him. Mateta, I remember the first two times I saw Mateta, and I was like, bloody hell, this guy. He's just got that, because he's so tall, it's like Bambi on ice awkward kind of thing. Yeah. And then now he's a world beater, isn't he? And he's, and in terms of outgoings for them, he's the sort of player where you think, well, he's not going to come to us or a City, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's playing.
Newcastle or so, like, do you know what I mean?
If Isak left, I think he'd be a decent shout at Newcastle.
Somebody like a high-level club, not an absolute, like, sort of Champions League contender club, but anywhere below that, I think he'd fit in.
I think that's fair. Brentford.
Yeah.
Right. Florian Wirtz.
Oh, yeah, Ali A. You're speaking my language.
A lot of people have mentioned it already. I've been holding it off because we need something to speak about, potentially mid-match. So let's do Florian Wirtz now. We know Jeremy Frimpong. We've done a lot on Jeremy Frimpong. We've pretty much done that one. We don't need to spend too long talking about that. I think it's really exciting for it to work, and I'm really pleased with the signing. Certainly for £30 million, a bit of a no-brainer. Florian Wirtz is not going to cost £30 million, and he's come from very left field to me. When it initially got suggested, it was like the Szoboszlai one. I'm not comparing the players, but bear with me. It just never felt on our radar, really. Then all of a sudden, it was like, we're going to sign that. I remember I was live on a show when it happened. I was like, that's not a thing. And then all of a sudden, there he was. Wirtz is similar to that for me. He's excellent. Absolutely excellent. And he's got real stardust, if you like. He's 22. The prime years are still ahead of him. He's 120 million quid. Like, Liverpool they might just get this one done, Jay, which is super exciting to me. Yeah. But almost regardless, like, this is big boy business. This is Premier League winners business. It's exactly the sort of business Liverpool should be doing, strengthening from position of power, all that sort of stuff. But for what it means for the football side of things and the actual how we play, we're losing Trent, we know that now, and whatever you think of him, it's fine. But creativity-wise, in terms of actually providing for our attackers, we probably do miss something. Wirtz could be the answer to that.
Yeah, well, there was the sort of silly link to De Bruyne the other week, and I wasn't really seriously talking myself into it, but I'm thinking, well, you can't replace the creativity of Trent, certainly not from a right back. So I like, I've got reservations about the idea of Frimpong. I don't want him to be like the worst of Trent's defensive game with the worst of, say, a Jeremy Doku. Like, I want him to, you know what I mean? I'm like, that's my worst case scenario with someone like Frimpong. But so I think it's a clever change of emphasis from the right back. So you think, well, where's that creativity going to come from? And then they saw that De Bruyne thing, and you're like, well, tell you what, can't get better than him. But obviously he's 30 odd and his body's breaking down, and he's not somebody that a team like us would be going in for. And then you see this Wirtz link, and I didn't dismiss it, because I just thought, I know generally they keep the cards close to the chest. Obviously Liverpool generally, the only time that they're prepared to go on the record is to totally rubbish something. They say, like, such and such is not part of our plans. They're happier to say that to journalists who are floating around.
It's normally James Pearce, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
I like James a lot, but it's true. Like, it's only him that gets given that.
And they will sometimes have a word in their ears and say, this person's not coming. So, and then they, bad news Pearce and all.
Exactly.
He'll break the bad news. So I'm thinking, all right, well, we're being mentioned in dispatches here, and no one's immediately shot it down. So I think that's a good sign. But then you think, well, all right, we had the Bellingham thing. They didn't shoot that down until was about April or something. It was in fact, it was while I was in Mallorca.
Getting that shirt.
And I got that shirt.
Look at that, it all comes back around. It all comes back to the shirt. Liverpool were interested in Jude Bellingham. Let's have it right. Like, there was just, he got too rich for their blood, and he decided he wanted to go to Real Madrid, and that was that.
Looking back, the difference between that pursuit and the Bellingham one was, at the time I was like, oh yeah, exciting. But there's a little thing in the back of my mind going, we're not very good, and we're going to finish in the Europa League places, and Real Madrid are the other option, who were like winning the Champions League every year. And I'm thinking, well, he said Steven Gerrard was his favourite player when he was a kid, so he's got to come to Liverpool, hasn't he? That didn't happen. And aging Trent, do you remember that?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
That's flipped on its head, hasn't it?
Don't want to talk about it.
Anyway, whereas this, now you're thinking, all right, well, Bayern Munich normally, although I know somebody was saying they haven't signed a player from Leverkusen for 20-odd years, because they did that. Roberto and Lucio and Ballack, and basically the core of that team that got to the Champions League final all then went to Bayern. So, but that's normally their MO, isn't it? It's like, who's good in. They signed Wirtz when he was at his best. Who's good in the Bundesliga? Well, we'll sign them. Ferguson used to do that for United, didn't he? It's like, oh, Rooney's good, right? We'll have him. Ferdinand's good, we'll have him. Tevez is good.
At one point.
So you're thinking, oh, that's going to happen, and then the story doesn't go away, and it's like, and then you're thinking, like, do I trust this person online? Do we trust it? And then it's like the bigger and bigger fish of the online sports journalism world are saying, yeah, this might be happening. I'm thinking, oh, this might be happening.
The big fish. Yeah. I've been talking about it. The sperm whales, if you like, of the football journalism world have said it's a very real possibility. Again, the thing on Friday night I was at, Paul Joyce was there, and he was literally sat, I'm sure you won't mind me saying.
Is he a sperm whale?
I don't want to say that. He was literally sat on a set of stairs,
the bottlenose dolphin
on his laptop, just going up. And every now and then you get a tweet being like, Liverpool have done this, we're flowing. So yeah, it feels really, really possible right now, which is really, really exciting as well. One angle I do just want to touch upon before we wrap up this section of the show on the Wirtz stuff, and we'll carry on talking, I'm sure, as the afternoon goes on. Leverkusen is seemingly interested in taking a player as part of the deal, which might soften the blow to the bank balance a little bit in terms of that 120 million. But Elliott's been mentioned, Quanta's been mentioned. I've seen talk that he wanted a striker, Darwin Núñez, goalkeeper maybe as well, Kelleher. There's a few there that fit that bill, I would say.
Maybe Erik ten Hag's going to be the man to finally unlock Darwin Núñez's potential.
No.
Well, don't be cynical.
No.
Well, I mean, these. Funny enough, there's been a little bit of an argument amongst my mates about the. This is probably a bit of a sore point to bring up. The amount of signings Liverpool are going to make, and one of them's going, they'll never make as many as you say. They'll only do like 200 or 300. My other mates go, no, they'll do more. They need to address this. They need to address it. And one of the points was, when these swap deals you talk about, they're all rubbish. They never, But and then it's like, oh, hang on. There's a potential. If they need a goalkeeper, we've got one. If they need a striker that can be polished to be the finished article, we've got one of them.
I think he's bang in Germany. I tell a lie. I think he's going to bang anywhere he goes. He's got that written all over him to me.
Yeah,
He goes to Atletico Madrid. He'll get 40 next year and it'll sound.
I remember there was someone, I think it was Carl Anker or someone, the start of last year, did a thing about don't do your predictions, not that you think's going to happen, but you just feel in your blood. And I didn't respond, but mine was like, Núñez goes to Atletico Madrid in January and ends up like setting the world on fire. But this is we're nearly 2 years on. It's just always made sense that to me. Him and Simeone.
If you can see it in your mind's eye, it's a thing.
Simeone getting him and being like, you've got all the talent in the world, mate. Probably he likes grabbing his junk, doesn't he, Simeone, on the sideline. A bit of that, a lot of a bit of like powerful Latino.
It's right up Darwin Street, all that.
Yeah, go get all that.
Yeah, moving on from the junk.
Yeah,
just so quickly.
Diego Simeone's huevos.
I am heading to Japan, I think, for pre-season, so I look forward to that immensely. Nice. Yeah, it'd be nice. Right, it's time to wrap up this part of the show, but before I do, score prediction, because you're not back until we literally kick off, so give me that, please.
2-1 to Liverpool.
Goal scorers.
Mohamed Salah, and then in the 84th minute, from a corner, Joe Gomez. That's probably not going to happen. But I saw someone put it when I walked in. I was like, I like that.
Yeah.
Joe Gomez.
Okay. So I'm up. Listen, sound. Absolutely sound.
We don't have to make serious predictions anymore. We've won the league.
By the by, we're literally here just filling time until Virgil van Dijk lifts a trophy at this point. Like it all makes no odds whatsoever. I'll say Liverpool 3-1. I'll say so. Bosley, Salah. Salah needs a couple of bits for his records. And
he does actually, doesn't he? Yeah.
I must admit that record conversation was a fascinating one to me a couple of weeks ago, and he's had a dry little spell, and I've kind of gone, he needs a bit of a miracle today for that. But we never know. It's Mo Salah ultimately, so anything can happen. Boss, I'll say sorry. Szoboszlai, Salah and Gakpo. 3-0 Liverpool. Wonderful. Cool. Right, that's that for this. I'm not going anywhere. Jay's going to leave and then Jay will be back later on. But before all that happens, Arne Slot spoke the other day.
It's fitting, obviously finishing the season against the FA Cup winners, but I just wonder what your overriding emotion will be when you and your players go up and finally lift that Premier League trophy as well. Your predecessor as well, of course.
Sorry?
In front of your predecessor.
Yeah, I've heard he's there. Yeah, it's nice. Proud, special, but I think proud sums up the most. Because after working here for a year now, I know even better how hard it is. That's why I just said it's the hardest trophy to win. Because cup trophies, doesn't have to be, you can win those by a lucky draw or being lucky in 2 or 3 games by maybe winning a penalty shootout. And then all of a sudden you arrive in the final. But it's always harder to win the league because it's 38 games and in a period of time where the league has never been as strong as it is. I don't think there's ever been so much competition even for teams even to go to the Champions League. So that and there's never been a season where the number of 16 and 17 or 15 and 16 of the Premier League play in a final against each other in the Europa League. So that's what makes it so hard. So that would definitely be a proud moment for me and for the players and also for our fans. So let's hope it's also going to be a special.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Redmen TV. I told you I wasn't going anywhere, didn't I? This is the part of the show where we just have a chat. And now, listen, I'll be honest with you. I'll level with you. Most of today is just us having a chat. We will pay more attention to the actual football and we'll talk about what it all means and how boss it's going to be later on. But listen, the shackles are off. We've done this all season long. It's been a long season. It's been a brilliant season. We've won the league. It's been excellent. But let's just relax and have a good time, shall we? This is what we're here for. Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's enjoying their weekend so far. It's only going to get better from here. We've got the festivities tonight. We've got parade day tomorrow. Just embrace it and spend it in the best way humanly possible, which thankfully for us is you chatting to me right now. Let's do it. Wayne Kerr, a regular this season. Thank you very much for getting involved. I know it's a wonderful name, and it's a name I've really embraced at this point. I know what it sounds like, but I don't give a shit. Mo needs to relax. He's trying too hard. That, I guess, is in reference to the fact that he's desperate to break some more records before the season's out, and we're going to see some more of that today. He's been let down once or twice by teammates. Luis Diaz, I'm looking at you, but yeah, it looked inevitable for a while that he'd just break every record known to man when it comes to the Premier League. But all of a sudden, it's maybe not quite so inevitable and he needs somewhat of a miracle. He certainly needs a proper Mo Salah performance today to make that happen. And listen, it's very much in his sphere and in his wheelhouse to produce that, especially against the Crystal Palace side that will be a bit more relaxed. The Crystal Palace side, without Mark Gahey and Adam Wharton, as we mentioned as well. But yeah, let's hope, because God knows he deserves it. Football Writers Player of the Year, Premier League Player of the Season. We've got the Young Player of the Season as well in Ryan Gravenberch up there too. So it's been a brilliant campaign, absolutely brilliant campaign. And yeah, we deserve all the accolades and all the plaudits that anybody can give us. And Mo Salah in particular is front and centre of that particular queue. Harry, what do you make of the top 5? That is something else we'll be keeping an eye on over the course of the afternoon as well, because whilst the jeopardy has been removed from the Liverpool match, there are definitely still lots of jeopardy in and around us, certainly below us. So we will keep an eye on the other scores and results as they unfold, because there's a couple of bits that I really want to see happen, but let's discuss that as it goes on, shall we? Palace on the beach, yeah, let's hope so. Dave's random videos says been looking forward. We've all been looking. I'll be honest with you, that's an understatement. I've been looking forward to today since the day I was born. It's been 35 years. Well, I'm only 33. It's been 33 years of my life waiting to watch a Liverpool captain lift the Premier League trophy in front of fans, and it's about to happen. So that's enough for me. That's literally all I've ever wanted, and we're about to get it. The Teddy Bear Adventures, which is fine. Can we still get Isak even if Wirtz signs? And a 3-1 score prediction. The answer to this question is Alexander Isak in dream worlds. Can we? Yeah, we can. Of course we can. There'd have to be a lot of outgoings, I think, to facilitate that. Not just in terms of the money available to us and the war chest, if you like, but just in terms of like PSR and FFP headroom, which we should be well within at the moment. But it doesn't take long before, you know, suddenly you're pushing the boat out and you're cutting yourself a little bit thin when it comes to those sort of things. And I think 120 million outlay on Wirtz plus 30 on Frimpong, possibly 45 on Kirkhez, you're £200 million deep into a transfer window before June at this rate. So, yeah, I do think we'd have to sell a few in order to go and really do something extravagant and marquee in the centre-forward department. But I absolutely would love to. And I think beyond Isak, I think Julian Alvarez is probably the chosen one for me. And then beyond that, there was links to Benjamin Sesko last week, and there's been links to Hugo Ekitike. Either of them, I'm pretty much level with those two. To be honest with you, I don't really mind which one it is. Because I think they've both got qualities and they've both got drawbacks, it's fair to say. Sesko is probably more your out-and-out 9, whereas Ekitike is more your facilitator. João Pedro is another one that's been linked quite a lot, and he probably costs a little bit less than both of them. So, yeah, those three you could probably put in a little bundle together, and it's up to the data nerds at Liverpool, the computer guys, to decide who is the right one. But yeah, I think, listen, Isak is just exceptional, isn't he? Like, there aren't many signings Liverpool could make this summer, although I'm being proven wrong by that immediately by Florian Wirtz, that I believe could transform and really change what we do. And what we do is excellent, by the way. What we do is won us the Premier League title. But Wirtz just adds a whole new dimension and a whole new layer to how we operate as a football team. Isak is similar to that for me. He might detract a little bit from Salah, so if you think that's good or bad, that's a different conversation. But he's so good. He's so good. That's the top and bottom of it. He's exceptional. Hello from Perth, Australia. Hello, my friend. Hope you are good. Hope the weather is not too hot over there. I know it's kind of autumn now, but still, Perth is hot. We can't sell Núñez for the price we bought. No, we won't get all our money back on Núñez. I'm certain of it. Eric is not in for Sesko, and Dave is not in on Isak, which is fascinating. Boniface Boniface is an option. He's been heavily linked to Newcastle. I assume that would be in case Isak goes, but they probably do need a second striker because Callum Wilson isn't really up to the task anymore. Gyökeres, I'm not sold on Gyökeres at all, and I might be proven wrong. Whether he comes to Liverpool or wherever he goes, he might prove to be an absolute hit. I'm just not convinced. I'll be honest, I'm just not convinced at all. Wirtz is class Coutinho. I've seen lots of Coutinho comparisons. I've seen comparisons with other players as well. And comparing footballs to different footballs is fine. I just think he's just a joy to watch. And I don't really care who else he plays like. I just want him to play for us, ultimately. And what it means for the careers of Harvey Elliott and the position of Dom Szoboszlai is almost irrelevant. I just want to see Florian Wirtz. And I love Harvey Elliott, I do. But listen, he's already hinted that his future may lie elsewhere because just of lack of opportunities and lack of game time. If Wirtz comes through the door, and it's interesting how Elliott started speaking about that more openly when the Wirtz links really ramped up, he may know that that's a real possibility, and the chances of Elliott sticking around to compete with Florian Wirtz feels slim to me. Dan Ward is here, says, seeing this Dan to begin with, very Partridge. Seeing this last match, it doesn't matter, and Maka isn't here, can we give it to Dom? I did a man-the-match prediction the other night and got it right with Conor Bradley, which I really pleased myself with. Today, yeah, go on, I'll have Dom Szoboszlai. Why not? I'm all right with that. Dom Szoboszlai is going to be man-the-match later, and I'm going to put that. I thought we're not doing man-the-match. Shit. Sorry, I'm forgetting my own day. No, we're not doing it. we're just hanging around for the trophy lift and getting off, going to Anfield. Sorry, change of plan. I can do it anyway. I'll walk over at some point and whack it on him. It's fine. But yeah, no McAllister. Somebody earlier on actually said, is McAllister injured? He's not. Arne Slot already said he's just not going to use him again. Basically implied that out of all the players that have ran through brick walls and give 100% to this entire season, Alexis McAllister needs to rest more than anybody else. He just needs to get his feet up and chill and just, unwind and get ready for a nice long summer off. So that's what he's going to do. Wayne Kerr is back. Says Elliott is a beauty, but he's 6 inches too short and the yard of pace too slow. I agree. And that's never been more obvious than the sheer amount we've seen Dom Szoboszlai chosen over him. Because I don't think there's loads to choose between them in terms of technically or in terms of creativity or certainly in terms of output. But Szoboszlai, as you say, 6'2", quicker, never stops running, absolute engine, like running machine. And that's what's given him the nod over Harvey Elliott, I think, ultimately. So, yeah, that's a fair shout. Richard Jackson asks, any world where we've agreed to sell McAllister? I don't think so. I've seen a couple of people suggest that in the past few weeks as well. But no, I certainly hope not. Because as Dan Ward will attest to, he's probably my favourite player we own. And that's, Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk, Alisson Becker, etc. in that mark as well. I just think McAllister is so underrated by the outside world, not by Liverpool fans, but by those from the outside. Just don't see what he brings to the team week in, week out. He's just so consistent. He really, really is. And I don't think he gets applauded, like I say. You'll never Wirtz alone. Nice. No chance of selling him. I agree with that. And I wouldn't have it. I'd chain myself to the gate of Anfield before that happened. Maka is a stud. Interesting take, but that's fine. You do you. About to become a dad and watch Virgil lift the Premier League trophy. What a year. Congratulations, Meef Bince. That's... okay. What if Mac funded Isak? No, at all costs. You can't sell Alexis McAllister because what you're doing that for, like we talk about Harvey Elliott maybe leaving the football club to facilitate a move for Florian Wirtz. And again, not talking down on Harvey Elliott because he's been really good for us. He's come up big in some moments for us. And I think he's got a hell of a future in football, full stop. But you can make peace with allowing somebody like that to go if you're going to get absolute cream of the crop, grade A, top quality, world-class signing in Florian Wirtz. You can't allow somebody as integral as Alexis McAllister, a first-team starter week in, week out, one of the first names on the team sheet week in, week out, to leave just to go and get something similar. That doesn't work for me, personally. I'd rather sell 6, 7, 8 of the fringe lads and top up your coffers that way and then go and splash big money on whoever the striker is. Cream of the cop. Nicely done. Trading Maka for Isak. That's a little bit harsh on Isak, to be honest. But I agree with the sentiment of what you're trying to get at there. Johnny David on a free. Do you know him personally? Because I've never seen him called Johnny David before. I know you're getting at, but yeah. And that's a conversation that hasn't really gone away. But if that's the only solution to the 9, and Darwin Núñez does leave as we expect, and who knows what the future holds for Jota, I don't buy into that at all. Not at all. I've just noticed, by the way, as I glanced over to the board there, when Jay left the studio a moment ago, I asked him to sort the Jota card for me and put him on the bench. He's added him to the bench. He hasn't taken Chiesa off, which is something. But he's found last year's card. So now we've got one random circle, Diogo Jota, amongst all the squares. Yeah, I'll deal with that in a bit. Tomorrow will be the greatest day of our lives, says Red Sigh. What? Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I'm just treating this whole weekend in its entirety as like the greatest weekend of our lives. Yesterday was unbelievable. Anyone who wasn't here at the start of the show, I can't quite get over how my afternoon went. From 2 till 7 o'clock, it was a little bit of a blur, a little bit of a haze. I had to compose myself after it. It was just nuts. I took a walk through town after I left, just to try and get my head straight, having just spent 45 minutes on a stage with the full Dalglish family singing You Never Walk Alone, and the Arne Slot new bounce song is just what's just happened there. But yeah, wild. But then today, trophy lift day again. I mentioned it before. My whole life I've waited to watch this happen. It's about to happen. And then tomorrow, parade day. It's hard to know which of the days is the ultimate, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. But it's all pretty fucking sweet, however you want to look at it. Let me know in the chat, because that's an interesting little talking point. Like, have you ever seen Liverpool lift the Premier League trophy or the league title, if you like, with your own eyes, in front of fans? You know, we're not including that COVID one, as nice as it was. And if not, if you have, when was the last time and how long have you waited and all that sort of stuff? Yeah, tell me, how old were you? All that sort of thing. Dan, after the game, run to Anfield, no need for... But no, I'm not doing player ratings, mate. No player ratings, no match reaction sort of stuff. No, we're just going to go right through, watch the trophy lift, and then we're going to wrap up the stream, and I am out of here. Horror Boy is never. Rob H did last. How old were you, Rob? How old were you last time? Saying Boy is never either. Yeah, I imagine there's a lot in the chat who haven't, because again, 35 years is a generation, more or less. It's a long old time. You were 11 in 1990, WD Red. Thank you for all the watch-alongs this season, Dan. Been a fun journey watching on. It certainly has. And the most exciting thing about all of this stuff, in sort of the bigger picture side of it all, is it's literally only just started. Like, there's already people mentioning dynasties and like next season and defending the title, which is just, what a position. What a place to be in. And it's not fanciful conversations either, because straight off the back of winning the league, Liverpool are making, I said it earlier, Liverpool are making big boy moves. Like, we're going straight to the statement signings. Like, as much as Frimpong is only £30 million worth of footballer, he isn't, by the way, he's probably double that, but we're just getting him for 30 million because, thankfully, there's a release clause there. But straight away, we've got, Trent's leaving. That's a bit shit. We'll deal with that. We'll go and sign who we perceive to be the best available footballer in the market who can play as a right back. And that's Jamie Frimpong. He's been tearing it up for Bayer Leverkusen. He's getting a very good crack at the whip now with Holland as well. He's brilliant. Whatever you think about his deficiencies as a right back, he's just a boss footballer. And Liverpool are about to sign him. Double down on that with Florian Wirtz. Address the situation at left back, which, let's be honest, needs addressing. We need an upgrade there. All before this mini window closes, potentially in June. Liverpool ain't fucking about. And that, again, that's so exciting to me. And this new era of, obviously, Arne Slot, Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards back in situ, Julian Ward, all the data nerds as mentioned. There's more people in power now. Laurie Shaw's come in, Will Spearman, those types. Liverpool are serious. And that should be music to all of our ears. All of our ears. I can't get this comment away. I don't know what it means, but it's there anyway. We've had a super chat from Liam Bento. Is an Arne versus Jurgen paddle game on the cards? I would certainly hope so. Because they both love it. And yeah, he's in town. Why not? If there's one thing they'll both be desperate to do, is to play paddle. The question is, and maybe those two, maybe you could bring Pep Linders back in and have the assistants against the managers, with Arne and Jurgen against Sipka and Pep. That'd be boss. If not, I'm available, lads. Just saying. I play decent standard. I'm free. I can box as a court down at the cricket club. Don't worry about it, mate. Just one of you slide into the DMs. They're always open. I've got time this week, and I'll make time. I'll move a show or something. Don't worry. I might have like a bite size or something. I'll move it about. I'll make time. Paddle is the second greatest sport in the world, for what it's worth. Just behind footy, obviously. Quad next season, anyone? Let's hope. Make a YouTube chat poll. That's not my job, but what is the question you're asking? Is it about the paddle thing? Or is it about how old were you when you last seen Liverpool lift the title? Hi, Dan. What does Frimpong bring to LFC? I think it brings much needed pace, to be honest. Loads of quality as well, and excitement, certainly in the attacking department. And an option for right back, clearly, because obviously Conor Bradley, as much as we all love him and think he may well be the answer, he's probably not quite had the same or the right amount of football consistently, certainly for Liverpool, to suggest that he is the guy for the job. So he allows Conor Bradley to continue to develop and to grow and to learn how to be a Premier League footballer week in, week out. So he brings a lot, but like I say, pace for me is a key fundamental thing. As brilliant as we were this season, this team has severely lacked at times, and I think Frimpong adds an abundance of that, and that's probably the most exciting element of the whole thing. But yeah, I'm just really looking forward to watching him play, because he's so fun, he's so dynamic, and his first thought is to attack. But a lot of the reservations around the Frimpong signing, and I was completely there with you, by the way, and completely on board with him, about the fact that is he even a right back? I spoke to the German football correspondent for The Athletic, Seb Stafford Bloor, last week. And really out of nowhere, I just kind of asked him the question. Like, positionally, obviously he plays a wing back. He was a winger in his earlier years as well at Man City and Celtic a little bit too. But what is he and what are we signing here? And he basically told me that somebody really close to Frimpong, literally weeks earlier, had said he sees himself as a right back and he wants to be a right back. So that was all the confirmation that I needed, that whilst again I think we're going to sign a very, very attacking one, and one who may well have slight flaws from a defensive standpoint, if he wants to play at right back, then that's what we need more than anything. Being able to supplement and to replace Mo Salah is fine, but fundamentally we just needed a right back, and that's what he wants to be. So, happy days. Happy days. My first in-person match was our match against Villa last November. God, that recently, yeah, wow. Well, you picked a good season to do it, Diane, anyway, let's put it like that. Yeah, it's all worked out. Maybe you were the lucky charm, ultimately, because we haven't really looked back from that moment on, have we? Well, to be fair, we haven't looked back from Forest at home, that one major blip when the season mattered. Outside of that, we've been absolutely immense. Charles J thinks Wirtz will be announced on Tuesday. I've seen a lot of reports suggesting, and rightfully so, that he's currently on holiday, and obviously after the Bundesliga season finished, and it might take a few days to get him sort of back involved, to get his medical sorted. Frimpong has seemingly had his medical, so we are kind of waiting on confirmation for that. But then Fabrizio Romano last night said we're expecting a double announcement for Wirtz and Frimpong, which I love, by the way. They are really close mates. They're coming from the same side, of course. And if Liverpool do want to, really tell the whole world that we're not fucking messing around and we are Premier League champions and we want to be Premier League champions again next season, and by the way, watch out Champions League, etc., announce Florian Wirtz and Jim Frimpong as a double whammy. Like, that's the ideal way of doing it. Because a lot of people looked at the Frimpong signing in isolation and gone, shit, that's a bit annoying, he's really good. But then add to that a bit of Florian Wirtz when Bayern Munich and Man City were sniffing around. And people said we had no pull. Feel sorry for the people. It's going to be scary, but not for us. Right, sounds. I'll start to wrap up this section of the show in a minute. But before I do, let's get some score predictions in, because whilst the score and the result is somewhat whatever, I do want to win. I do think it'd be nice to win. Liverpool, the city, normally we'd concentrate on Anfield. Liverpool, the city, is in full party mode. It was evidenced yesterday, again, walking through town to get to where it needs to be. The whole day, the exhibition centre was a full party from 2 till 7. Walking back through town was a party. Today, it's been the same in town. It's just a joy to be here. It's a joy to live here right now. The match is going to be the same. Crystal Palace coming to town, the FA Cup winners, they're in party mode. But I think to win today would just add and enhance it all. And that's what I want. So let's do it. DJ Shenanigan, 2-1. Mark, 3-1. Super Mac, 5-1. 4-4, shitting hell. Maestro says 4-2. Timothy Horn says 2-1. Richard Jackson says 3-1. I'm going 4-1. Salah gets a goal and 2 assists, says Misty. 2 assists, that's what we need. An 8-8 draw. Salah with 4 goals and 4 assists. Eze scoring 5 for them, says Josh Payne. Do we think Salah's going to get on the score sheet today? He's long overdue one, I think it's fair to say, by his own ridiculously high standards. Quick super chat from Vakeen Dama. I don't know what that currency is. Zaire? But I feel like that was a place. Who would have thought when the fixtures released that this match would be the Community Shield dress rehearsal? It's a fucking good shout, that. I stressed looking at the run-in of City and Arsenal. Last few weeks have been surreal and joy red. So I love that. Absolutely love that. 100% nail on the head as well. I almost feel bad for not really knowing what's happened in recent weeks from football, but you may well sympathise with this. You may well not give a shit. But South African round, interesting. But I don't know if football is ever going to go into punditry anymore. I'm really interested to see, because the sheer masses of money that football is making these days will even need second careers. Like, long gone the days, back in the day, footballers used to retire and like buy a pub or like run a butcher's or whatever. And then they went into management and coaching a lot more. More recently, it's been the media side of things, obviously. I don't know whether this generation, the way they get paid an absolute king's ransom, I don't know if they'll ever work again, some of them. Not the top ones. Anyway, championship players and below might well go into that world, but Champions League level footballers, are they going to go into punditry? Maybe if they just love the game, they might stick around it and go into management and stuff, but I'm not so sure. I've completely lost what I was talking about then. I got sidetracked by punditry and management. It's by the way. Let's try and win. 3-1 with Salah breaking the 42 game goal and assist record. Yeah, I'm bang up for that too. You'll never walk alone. Let Salah play cornerstone, Pink Ali. Oh, an Ali goal would be nice, wouldn't it? I do want a Joe Gomez goal a little bit as well, I must admit. Diane Butler says a 3-1 Reds win. 6-2 Salah hat-trick. I do want some Salah fireworks on the last day. It would be a fitting way to end the season. He's been absolutely integral to the fact we've won this Premier League. He deserves a big old day out in the sun, I think. He deserves all the plaudits. He deserves the whole focus and the whole attention to be on him for moments of time during this game of football, before obviously all eyes avert to Virgil van Dijk and that wonderful trophy lift that we're all going to experience together a little bit later on. We are now 15 minutes from kickoff, ladies and gentlemen, so I will love you all and leave you all, but not for long, because I'm literally going to be not moving in the next minute and a half when Jay Cranford will return and we will guide you through every single kick of the afternoon before Liverpool lift the Premier League trophy. As I go, this is a little bit of Clive Tildesley, because whilst all this is going on, it's actually 20 years since Istanbul, the miracle of Istanbul that was. And I've spoken to many people, including Clive Tildesley, about it. See you in a minute. In terms of your role, in terms of playing alongside him, what was it like?
And it was the kind of bridge
his
between
first thought is to get forwards, to be an option and attack. Did it make life harder for you having to defend a little bit more, or did you just let him do his thing?
Dalglish and Souness and Clements and so on. And now you had your team, you had your triumph, your success,
was his,
and your heroes.
A lot of people were saying, like,
and I think
he's fast, he's
that was the size. So this time it's for keeps. And it was the kind of bridge between everything that happened in the 70s and 80s. And you're probably of a generation where you had to listen to your dad and talking about Dalglish and Souness and Clements and so on. And now you had your team. You had your triumph, your success, and your heroes, and I think that was the size of the victory. Quite apart from the drama as to how it happened, and whoever invented the phrase "you can't write this" must have been in Istanbul that night. But I think what it meant afterwards, and what it still means. Why, of all the things that Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool achieved, somehow to the current generation of Liverpool fans, 2005 is still the biggest moment. So this time it's for keeps. And it was the kind of bridge between everything that happened in the 70s and 80s. And you're probably of a generation where you had to listen to your dad and talking about Dalglish and Souness and Clements and so on. And now you had your team, you had your triumph, your success, and your heroes. And I think that was the size of the victory. Quite apart from the drama as to how it happened, and whoever invented the phrase "you can't write this" must have been in Istanbul that night. But I think what it meant afterwards, and what it still means. Why, of all the things that Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool achieved, somehow to the current generation of Liverpool fans, 2005 is still the biggest moment, the biggest night.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Redmen TV. I apologise for any audio issues that went on there. I believe you were hearing two things at once, which is never a pleasant experience, but thankfully it all was fine in the end, as was Istanbul, ironically, because that first half was not a pleasant experience either. So it was quite fitting in a way. I hope you enjoyed that, and I do want to remind you that the full feature of that series is out on YouTube. Don't go watch it now because you need to stay with us now, but at some point over the coming weeks and months, make sure you check it out because Clive Tildesley's on it, ultimately. What more do you want? But Phil Thompson, John Aldridge, many, many other wonderful people. It was a real privilege to speak to them all, and lots of them. That might not even even be the best backdrop that we used, which is saying something because that's one hell of a backdrop.
Yeah.
Better than the one literally behind us right now. But yeah, it was cool. My eye often gets drawn by one chat in particular, and it's just happened now. And I often bring them up and instantly regret it, and this is another example of this. Dan, do you know the airspeed velocity of a European swallow? Apologies if you don't understand the reference.
I understand the reference. Well, isn't it?
Thank God you're here. Go on.
Didn't they specify? There's something about the. It's from Monty Python and the Holy, not the Holy Grail. It's from
Should
a Monty.
we move on?
It's from a Monty
Should I
Python.
move on?
Well, they have to get across this bridge, and if you get the question wrong, you get killed. And the guy who's the bridge master asks him about the velocity of a swallow, and then whatever the character goes, I'm sure he goes South American or European or something. I can't remember.
Okay, I should have moved on.
Should have moved on, yeah.
Well, I should have gone with my gut. Move on. Pat Cooney, I did see your members chat, my friend, and it is now on the screen. Thanks you and all the Redmen team for a great season. Keep the faith in the Reds. Thank you so much for you getting involved, everybody getting involved. Honestly, if you've just commented or chatted or whatever along the way on anything that we've done, good, bad, indifferent, I don't care. It's like water off a duck's back. Your water off a European swallow's back. I've always said that. No, but genuinely, thanks, honestly, for getting involved. It's been a brilliant season. I'll do all this now. I'll probably do it all again later, but whatever. Who gives a shit? It's party day. Let's just say how we feel. It's always been a pleasure speaking to you guys. We do it to the best of our ability, week in, week out, day in, day out. Me, everybody else. Steve and Neville aren't here today. You may have noticed. I should have addressed that earlier on, but I was too taken aback by Jay's shirt. Yeah. They are in Anfield. They're lucky bastards. And I got the short straw, speaking to you guys. Yeah.
Sitting here with me.
I got the short straw, and I'm in studio, as you can probably notice. I'm also so big that a lot of my head gets lost in that. That's not a framing issue, by the way. It's just me being fucking massive. Have you
grown since I was last here?
I'm kind of anyway, it doesn't matter. That's also irrelevant. And what isn't irrelevant is the fact that Liverpool are kicking off in 10 minutes, and Liverpool are going to be lifting the Premier League trophy later on, Jay. We've discussed it in and around it since we started.
How are you going to be lifting it when it's here, by the way?
Fair good point.
Someone going to pick it up?
Someone's going to. I think Billy Hogan's running here later to grab it.
Chiesa is picking it up.
Yeah, he may as well. Nothing else to do. Yeah, we've kind of, like I said, we've alluded to the fact, and obviously this is the main attraction as to why we're actually sat here and everybody's watching and all that sort of stuff, and that's what we all want to see. What does it mean to you, I guess?
I mean, after 13, 14, because I remember 08, 09, we came second. I think we were 2 or 3 points behind United, but they were always ahead. And then we lost Alonso that summer, and then, Benitez went, and then, we don't like to talk about what happened after that. 13, 14, when that was a bit of not a wing and a prayer, but it was like, I've made this reference before on Redmen, but it's like when, in the cartoon, when they run off a cliff and they don't fall down until they look down. It was like, we just win and win and win and win. I think if we had to win every game, if we'd have beaten Chelsea and beaten Palace and whatever, it would have been a top division record for most wins. So it was always a tough ask. It was horrible the way it happened. And after that, I was like, if I can just see one of these in my lifetime, I'll just one.
Yeah.
Not every year like it used to be in the 70s and the 80s and all, I've already seen a European Cup, and all, like, if I can just see one, I'll be happy. And then we won.
Did that one satisfy you?
No, looking back now, no, because
I think a lot of people have had that thought, by the way.
Yeah, like, because it was just a mad time. I just remember, like, I was sat in mine in my dressing gown, watching Chelsea versus Man City.
That as extravagant? Sorry.
Yeah, I was really hungover as well. I don't need, it was there was nothing else to do back at that point.
No.
And then whoever scored for Chelsea, I was like, we've won the league.
Willian,
yeah,
penalty.
And that was it. And I was like, oh my God, we've won the league. Now, some of my mates, we weren't supposed to congregate. Some of my mates ended up going to Anfield. Looking back at the time, it would have been fine, because like we now just live as we did pre-COVID and all that. But like, I was like, you you want that moment. I thought, and even the fact that it wasn't at Anfield, I was thinking like, oh, just imagine that moment when X player scores for Liverpool, this person scores or this person scores, and it means we've won the league, and I can hug all my friends and we can sing all the songs, and it's like, no, actually, I'm watching a Chelsea game in mine, and like, it was brilliant, you know, and we were unbelievable. I mean, you know, that it's like that calendar year, it was like 110 points out of 104. Some
was it a 27 game run before
ridiculous.
Watford? Something like that?
It was basically like we dropped points against Watford and Man U in this, and you know, massive long run. So we were incredible, but it was just not having that moment, and that, you know, and I wasn't in the stadium against Spurs. That was a funny. We got kicked out of the Flatiron because someone set a flare off downstairs, and the landlord said, "I am legally obliged to kick everybody out now."
In his defence, like, I'm all for having a good time. Like, don't be a party pooper, mate. But it's a pretty solid reason.
Yeah, like, and you know, and
live a little.
I'm a bit still. With Pyro. I do think it looks good. Like we saw, you know, McTominay's goal the other day. There's all kinds going off in the Maradona Stadium and all. I do, but to do it in the pub, literally as the game was kicking off, and so then like basically missed the first 20 minutes, or that was a whole thing of it. But got to have that moment outside Anfield. There's, you know, the songs you with your mates.
Yeah, special. It was really, you know, really special afternoon.
Yeah, and you know, I comparing it to like the parade when we won the Champions League against Spurs, thinking of, you know, what I mean, it's 20 years ago today, literally, isn't it? Istanbul. I was, you know, as a kid then, we watched that parade. We've had these moments, but I think that probably tops them all in terms of being outside Anfield. Just this, it was a beautiful day. Like, it was like every, you know, I'm not a photographer, but like you could just like stick your phone in the air and you're like, that's a brilliant photo. Yeah. That's a brilliant photo. Yeah. So yeah, it's been, but you know what? I mentioned Roy Keane before. I want to do it again.
Yeah, fucking right, you do.
I want it, like,
you don't rest on your laurels. Like Liverpool have built what we've become. We are the most successful team in England, not by resting on our laurels, not by saying, well, that was great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's old stories, and I spend a lot of time, and I'm name dropping here again, but I spend a lot of time with the former players, and they often say to me, like, and Arne Slot's done this season, really, in a different way. Like, next season's title challenge starts the day you've won the one before, and you immediately shift your focus. It's like, nothing's ever enough at Liverpool. That was the old mantra, you know what I mean? And that's exactly how it should be, so I completely concur with that. Although, having said all of that, just let me see and lift the fifth trophy. Like, that's all I want. That's all I want. There was a wonderful comment. Sorry, I've got to touch upon it.
Go on.
Was that shirt priced by how much it weighed? It's an excellent comment. It is. Sorry. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's funny though.
It wasn't particularly expensive, I have to say. Yeah, I'm sure Brilliant. I could have probably haggled them.
Brilliant. People are talking about a double guard of honour. And I hate to say I told you so, but I didn't tell you so. I knew about it anyway. Yeah. Oh. I knew. I had word.
Okay.
Hence my confidence earlier on. But it looks like it's that people are talking about it in the chat, and maybe they've mentioned something on Sky. I'm not quite sure. Let me just. Why is this on?
Join us for the watch along for Chelsea versus.
Yeah, I got it. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Oh, the babies. Oh, they've got all the babies.
Lovely.
This is lovely. Oh,
have we missed the double? Have we missed the double guard?
Yeah, we missed it. We were on to them. Campione's in the crowd. I love that as well. And the cop looks resplendent. Look at that. A nice little smile from the kids there. Salah's got. You normally do this post match, don't they?
Yeah,
they've gone early with the kids as mascots
at the end.
Yeah. Okay, I love that.
Like, the kids get to kick the ball in the goal, and we give them a cheer.
I wonder if it'd be different today because obviously there's more going on.
Yes.
Like, normally it's just a very sort of pleasant lap of appreciation. Everyone gets their applause and away you go. But this is obviously a different feel and a different vibe. Look at that.
You never get tired of seeing that.
Just look at that.
Yeah.
The red memo's been received again. The cop looks glorious. Genuinely, you never walk alone getting belted out like it's never been belted out before.
I've seen some people going like, oh, well, in the winter, you know, you want to wear, like, it's freezing at Anfield, so, you know, I haven't got a big red Mac. And I'm like, yeah. But, you know, when you see the World Cup and, you know, the Netherlands are on, it's a wall of orange, you know, or Italy are on
That
a
is
wall
the
of blue.
example.
And, you know,
The Netherlands are the example on that, by the way.
Yeah.
Brazil looks boss as well,
Yeah.
but Netherlands is unbelievable. That's also unbelievable, by the way.
Yeah.
My word, isn't it?
It
Yeah,
is.
my mate.
Your mate, yeah.
Spent a lot of time with that man the past couple of days. Richard Hughes was there as well. Furiously texting Flavian Wirtz.
Yeah.
Is that Steve? That's Steve.
Looks like
isn't
Steve
it?
Gerrard, yeah.
His phone was in his face, couldn't quite make it out. Just panning round. That is some picture.
It's nice that Steven Gerrard is, given what he's done on that very pitch. There he is.
There's Jurgen. Anula. This is it, isn't it?
Oh.
This is it. That's it. Wow.
It's nice. I thought it's nice, given what Steven Gerrard has done on that very pitch inside those four walls. That's enough of a moment for him to say, I want to film this, because I want a memory that there he is singing along.
Yeah. Oh, look at him. We are literally a minute away from kick-off. Before we do, Martin Lawrence, 13 when he won the league, Liverpool won the league in 1990. I thought we'd gone forever, so enjoy every league you see. That's 100% the message here. Absolutely 100% the message here, because again, people of Martin's generation and earlier in particular would have just thought, well, it's just obvious, we just win the league all the time, which is what we do. And other generations, mine, have had to wait their entire life for this. So yeah, just like I say, embrace it, enjoy it, however you see fit, and however you feel most comfortable. But yeah. I think I'm ready.
It's lovely, this, isn't it?
I think I'm ready.
Can we do this every week?
Yeah, certainly. This pressure-free, carefree football has just been a joy to behold. It's allowed me just to breathe a little, which has been a very pleasant experience, because having to intently focus on every single kick of a ball gets tough after a while. So not having to do that has been a real pleasant experience. And the balloons are out in force at Anfield. Jurgen is loving life as well. That always makes me happy, seeing that man smile. Yeah. We are ready to kick off. The double guard of honour happened. It was performed. It was a brilliant, brilliant choice by the Reds. Really classy. And we are about to get underway in what is simply the precursor for Liverpool lifting the Premier League trophy in about 90 odd minutes time. So let's do that, shall we? Good luck. Enjoy it.
There we go.
As the camera pans to Mo Salah, back to Luis Diaz, and Palace will get us underway. We are shooting towards the Kop second half as well, which is always nice. Dean Henderson is going to go long in towards Virgil, who obviously wins his header. And there's just balloons all over the pitch, right in front of the camera. It's sound. You do, balloons, do what you got to do.
Could have another Darren Bent moment here.
Yeah, man, that was grim on that beach ball.
All the balloons are down our end as well.
I'm not sure they've quite got the weight behind them, because that was a proper beach ball.
Yes,
I think a balloon wouldn't really alter direction like that.
Interesting.
It really went off course. But you are right, they are literally playing centre half forwards at the minute. There he is, the man who made it all possible. Arne Slot. Nah. Virgil's literally just having to circumnavigate like 15 balloons around him in a minute. There's loads over at right back as well. They are everywhere.
They are, yeah.
This is good fun. Sound. We are in. Somebody earlier on asked what kit we were wearing. We are just still in this season's kit. Obviously, we are changing over to Adidas.
Right. Yes.
But when we win leagues, we tend to stay in the kit that we won the league in. Okay. I don't know whether that's like a gentleman's agreement between the two manufacturers or what, but that's definitely how it's always gone. So
yeah, because I remember when we beat Middlesbrough when Gini Wijnaldum scored, we were wearing the following season's kit. But yeah, given that it's a change of manufacturer, all the cameras are going to be on us today, so. They want their money's worth.
Yeah. They weren't going to miss out on an opportunity. No, they haven't really. Who am I to speak? Ill of the designs that we've had, but they haven't really smashed them out the park. I think it's fair to say, Nike. I think this home kit's actually a decent one, and it will be forever immortalised because we won the league in it, of course, the 20th league.
I quite like this one. Yeah.
I don't think they've all been winners though. I don't think they've quite all been hits. But Adidas, it's an absolute gold mine for them. Adidas come back to Liverpool with all the retro stuff. Like, it's just honestly, like, it's got, and especially as Premier League champions as well. Like, they must think all the Christmases have come at once. To be fair, Liverpool it's getting played at a incredibly slow
I was
pace.
going to say it's testimonial pace. It's like a Legends match at the
Literally,
moment, isn't it?
Palace are just walking at us in the press, and we've got it out on the right now with Conor Bradley, who's literally left the ball behind. And Palace can clear up to Mateta, though Ibu's won it back. I've got a horrible feeling this game's going to be quite a slow process.
Yes.
Hopefully not. Cody Gakpo's going to whip in across now. Comes to the
I was
back.
going to say too deep, but it wasn't. It's
Liverpool have a corner. Headed behind by Tariq Mitchell. What form of play? Well, we know Alan Hansen will be there. We know that for certain. But
Yes.
I can tell you now, in the bowels of Anfield, in the hospitality rooms, will be chock-a-block with Liverpool legends. They always are. But on a day like today in particular, they will all be there. I'm absolutely certain of it. But Alan Hansen will get the honour of handing the trophy over to Virgil a little bit later on. Plus, Daniel Sturridge is there, because why not? Why the hell not? Tim Parrish is good to see the double guard of honour. Yeah, I agree. Nice touch, I think. Oh, Palace are away on the break. It's a 3v3 right now. It's a poor
Dealt
ball.
with well by
And,
Bradley.
Look at them balloons.
The balloons are all over the place.
Alisson clears, and it'll go out of play for a Crystal Palace throw in. Quiet start. Nothing much to report, really. But it's all good. All good.
I had it in my head that Eza wasn't playing
It's
today.
a different guy. They've got Eza and Essa. Essa is on the bench.
Right, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't want to pick up on it. It's you know,
Yeah.
it's back to back at this point. You know what I mean? But
Because I'm
is
thinking like that looks a lot like
signed-
Eberici Eze, yeah.
I want to say his name's Remain. I'll check that. It's signed him in Millwall, I think.
Oh, right, okay.
In January. But again, my football, you know.
Well, I'm gladEssa's on the bench. I'll just
Remain Essa, yeah.
retract my comment from before.
Yeah, Remain Essa. I'll just check. I'm sure it's January Millwall signing. Yeah, they signed him in January. I think he's done quite well, actually, when he's come on, to be honest with you. I think he's been relatively impressive. And they do have a very good track record, literally, Eberici Eze, of signing from clubs, particularly in the round, but just from like the Championship. Anyway.
Yeah.
Adam Wharton comes from Blackburn, of course, and as I say, Eze from QPR, so they are good at that, Palace.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And they're normally spinning them off with a big old chunk of money at
Was
some
it
point.
Wickham originally?
Eze, yeah, he
Yeah.
was. Yeah, I think he's like 15-year-old, made his debut. Similar to Jordan.
I was going to say, a bit of a Jordan Ive, who's now
Yeah.
ripping it up in the Baller League, I think.
Is he that way? He is now. I know
I
he's
think
playing
so.
for like, I want to say Hungerford at some point, but anyway, Eze's willing to buy in now that we have the green. Really, yeah, interesting. He'd be a good alternative, to be fair. I'd rather get Wirtz though.
Yes, I mean,
rather get
I'd
Wirtz.
you know, I'd like either of them, but Wirtz is that, as you were saying before, that is Premier League champions behaviour. That's
In a big way. And
which we didn't really do when we last won the league. Yeah,
we got a lot of criticism. And I think rightfully so, ultimately. I'll tell you what the chance here, though. Diaz has picked it up. Look, what a ball. We got a lot of criticism for the business that we did post-Premier League win last time. And when you look back, the criticism was probably fair enough, because you never really capitalised on it. But this time around, it looks like we're going, full it.
yeah, because we got to that point by signing Van Dijk and signing Alisson, and then
We never really went for it, did we? In the
was
market.
it the season after where we only brought in Elliot?
Was it Elliot and Adrian, was it?
Yeah. And then the season after that it was Thiago and Jota.
Yeah.
I mean, Thiago, ridiculous, but barely played in the last season and all that. So yeah, we've already won the league. The like rubbish champions and all that, I do think's nonsense, but I think we are not the finished article. There are, we would all agree there are improvements to be made.
But there's two positions immediately straight off the bat. You don't even need to think. You don't even need to hesitate about. And you go striker, left back.
Yeah.
There's two positions straight away where Liverpool can easily upgrade what's happened this season. And that's not to take away from Andy Robertson's Liverpool career, because it's been exceptional.
Yeah.
But this season, he hasn't been the Andy Robertson of old. He's shown glimpses. He's shown that's wonderful football, by the way. He's just dancing around three of them, and he gives it to the aforementioned Andy Robertson. Liverpool play again, but straight away you can go, okay, Liverpool can improve that. And we haven't actually addressed that yet in the market, which again makes it all the more exciting, because there's no way Arne Slot's watched what we've done this season, or Vicky Hughes for that matter, and gone, we probably need to do something about that striker situation, or the left back for that matter. And the fact we aren't doing it yet means that at some point in the summer that will become a topic of conversation.
I don't know if you discussed this with with our dear viewers, but in terms of Wirtz, do you see that as a 10 thing or as a false 9 thing?
I didn't discuss that with him, actually. We just discussed the brilliance of the signing, really. But I see it. I'll be honest with you, I'm not in love with the false 9 thing. And I'm willing to have egg on my face come this time next year when he's got 15 goals and 15 assists.
Yeah.
He's been a genius at it. You know what I mean? And I was Bobby Firmino's biggest fan. Let's have it right there. Like, unbelievable. So I'm not against the prospect of having a genius play false 9 for us. I just think Wirtz is a 10 ultimately, and I think and he played left wing as well for Bayer Leverkusen. It's important to remember that, but I just see him as the 10. And you mentioned Szoboszlai earlier on, playing a little bit deeper. We've spoken at length about Harvey Elliott. Oh, there's a big chance for Jean-Philippe Mateta here, and he has scored. It's 1-0 Crystal Palace. That was all a little bit straightforward. Liverpool seemed to get the ball away in midfield. It was one pass into it. Oh, it's not even him. It's Sarr. It's Sarr. And his ball straight into his feet. He turns. He was in the centre-forward position, turns and slots it past Alisson with it. Ismail Sarr has a really nasty knack of scoring against us, and he's done it again. Crystal Palace lead, spoiling the party. This wasn't in the script. They're supposed to be levered.
It was in my script. 2-1.
For fuck's sake.
Joe Gomez.
Let's watch it again.
Joe Gomez, last-minute header.
It's a really loose. He's gone down the line. He's got acres of space. Nobody's anywhere near him. Virgil's position there. It's Mitchell into Sarr. Sarr just turns and he's freedom of the 18-yard box. Really, just a waltz into, and right foot is finished past Alisson, who was coming out trying to make life difficult, but too late. Very straightforward. Like, if this mattered, I'd be fuming.
Yeah. I don't really know. I mean, obviously Bradley. He's trying a bit of an ambitious ball, but then, in ordinary circumstances...
Sorry, the camera's panned immediately to this Liverpool fans just bouncing, just partying. The 20 balloons are still
probably
going.
Singing the Chiesa song.
It was all a little bit too casual.
Yes.
That's a good way of describing it, actually. It was a bit too casual. It was just a ball down the line, aiming for Salah, intercepted. And for me, it's the sheer amount of space that Sarr has got. I looked up, and it was just somebody stood on his own in the centre-forward position. And again, just with so much time and space to turn and finish. And yeah.
There you go.
Alex, and I don't want to do lots of this today because I find it really difficult to be negative about this Liverpool team. So I don't want to do lots of this today. But do you have any weight in this?
I know what he's saying. We haven't looked at that Spurs game in the League Cup. I'm like, we're pairing here. I can't think of many games. I thought there was a point in the first half of the Arsenal match where I thought this could be a 5-0. This, we were pinging it about, and obviously then went on to draw the game. So I can see what Alex is saying there. I mean, obviously, I'd have loved us to have won every game and got 95 points or whatever it was we could have got.
But when that wasn't on the cards, I think it became even more difficult to motivate yourself.
Yeah, sure.
And what I will say as well is, like, I do think, and the 90-plus points thing is, well done. People obviously draw comparisons, like when City went for the Centurions, and they were at it until the very last.
Yeah.
But Centurions listen, whatever, who cares? I don't want it to have happened, but it happened. That's a real thing, that. And the invincible season for Arsenal was clearly a real thing as well. So 90-plus points, are we going to speak about that in years to come? No. You know what I mean? So I do wonder where the motivation was for the players. And again, I made this point on numerous occasions. Like, I am the biggest advocate of staying professional, being competitive, and winning games, just in sport in general, not just football. But in your mind, when you have achieved what you set out to achieve, i.e. win the Premier League, you can train all you want, you can prepare all you want, you can do all your usual rituals, all your usual pre-match stuff, eat the same food, whatever. Then the minute you get out on that pitch, you just go, I don't know. You know what I mean? You lose that edge, you lose that 1, 2, 3, 4%, whatever it is. It's a 50-50. You don't quite want to get injured because you've got plans. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you just lose something. And when you lose something, maybe not against Palace, it's probably a bad example because what are they playing for ultimately? But yeah, I'm not surprised that we've seen the drop-off that we've seen from this Liverpool team at all, for all the reasons just mentioned, really. But yeah, it's shit because, again, you want Liverpool to win. Certainly today, there's loads of time, fucking loads of time. But still, people are angry about us not being at it.
Yeah. I just got distracted by one of the commenters being called Ray Purchase there before. You seen Toast of London?
No.
No.
Is that a nod to that, is it?
It
See, I
is.
probably missed so many
Ray
of these.
Bloody Purchase.
I probably missed so many of these gags because
Yeah.
is it a film you talk about?
It's a TV series.
Okay, never seen that. No, I've watched a lot of TV but films are not my.
It's
thing.
very, very silly. Very, very silly indeed.
Diaz on the ball feeds it to Gakpo, who's going to deliver to the back post. Salah's in around it, but Dean Henderson will up and claim. Craig Tebbs with Super Chat, thank you very much. I swear Bradley has misplaced about 7 passes already. This is why he can't be solely relied upon just yet. Thanks for the season, Redmen TV. Just class. Thank you very much to you for the Super Chat and for getting involved and for the kind words. Conor Bradley, I'm not sure his performances or maybe his areas of improvement of why he can't be relied upon. I think were it not for the injury issues, I think Slot would have easily gone, you're the guy. Or maybe he just loved Jamie Frimpong and he's gone, whatever the case with Conor Bradley, I need him in my squad.
Yeah, well, I'm sort of with Craig here because some of my mates, once the Trent news, well, even before it was confirmed, they were all going, oh, Bradley's better. You know, we won't miss Trent. And like, Bradley's the guy, and I'm saying, like, just hold your horses. He's like, it's all well and good in being good. We've seen him be really good against Real Madrid. He was brilliant. So it wasn't his debut against Chelsea, but that Chelsea game when he announced himself with the goal, he was brilliant that day.
Yeah.
Seen him be good against very good opposition. It's a long way from that to being, you've got to be good for 55, 60 games.
Yeah,
you know, and he won't play every game. Even if we hadn't signed Frimpong, we still haven't signed Frimpong, but even if Frimpong wasn't a thing, I don't think he'd have played 55 games. But
Gonna nick it nearly.
Here he is.
No, you're right, because he has done brilliantly in one-off games.
It's
He never really put
it's a
on
lot
one.
to prove yourself to be like, I'm going to be that 7, 8 out of 10 with the odd 9 in there for 50 games is a big ask, and it's why we've been so lucky with
the only
likes of Robertson.
Yeah, the only counterpoint to that, and it's right, and this is more from the injury point of view than the performances perspective, although because it's League One, so the comparison is, stupid ultimately.
Yeah.
But he did put a 50-odd game season down.
Yeah.
So if there are issues around injuries, which there clearly are, you only have to look at that to say, well, he's capable. Whatever has changed since then, we're not privy to, we're not aware, obviously, but he is capable of doing it. And he was player of the season for Bolton that year as well, albeit 2 levels below what we need him to be at. But still, and the point remains, we are just very unprofessionally switched off weeks ago. Yeah.
Talking about us or the
both, maybe.
The team.
In fairness, I did switch off from the football side of things weeks ago.
Yeah.
But not from the work side of it. It's been the busiest weeks of my life. But thankfully, the football hasn't mattered. Let's put it like that. Salah getting bullied. Salah was stopped in his tracks unceremoniously a minute ago by a combination of Lerma and Mitchell. But listen, teams double up on Mo Salah. It's just
Has he got the 20 assists now?
No.
No. So he didn't, how many is he off?
I'll check that now. I just want to. That's just fucking nonsense.
Come on, Ash.
Just whatever. I'm gonna stop.
Maybe that's an infiltrator.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly.
Or a very negative Liverpool fan.
See, I often just think it's the latter, really. I think he still needs to assist. I am checking, by the way. I think it's just the latter. Because they exist, and listen again, people can have their opinion. People want to win games of football. That's sound. No issue with that whatsoever. I just find it hard to get really angry with a Premier League trophy to lift.
I mean, I was a bit annoyed that we threw the lead away again. After when we went 2-0 up against Arsenal, and this is 4 or 5. This is, we are rubbing their noses in it big time.
I get that.
We are saying to you, don't even bother next season thinking you're going to challenge us because we are so far clear. They end up drawing the game. So I was a little bit annoyed about that, but I can't.
Muster the energy.
Mo
Salah's nicked it back. Speaking of devil, it's a poor ball inside though, and Palace were clear. Ibu's got in front of his man, and Ryan Gravenberch turned on a sixpence like he so often does. And he feeds it to Andy Robertson, who's gone to deliver for Mo. So nearly. And Palace head clear. He needs 2 goals. I knew it was 2 and 2. 2 goals and 2 assists for 30 goals and 20 assists.
Okay.
In the Premier League.
So that's asking a lot.
Yeah.
A 4-1.
Certainly based on his form.
4-1 victory for Liverpool.
Yeah. 4-1 victory. And
2 goals, 2 assists.
Yeah. That was so on the cards 2 weeks ago. He's picked such a bad time. And I know Liverpool generally have dropped off, but he's picked a really bad time to do it. Dangerous Conor Bradley ball. It's going to break to Dom Szoboszlai. Liverpool will recycle through Cody Gakpo. Robbo's
Have a
gone
go,
round.
maybe?
Gakpo's going to hit this. It's got
Not
congested
now.
again. Now it's Gravenberg. He might. Oh, he shaped to shoot, but he's fed it to Bradley again instead.
Go Connor.
Going to be Liverpool corner. It's going to be a Liverpool corner. Yeah, if Salah could get to 30 goals or 20 assists, which one are you taking?
Have you seen that Slaven Bilic clip? The Slaven Bilic, he's doing some analysis of a World Cup game, and Mark Pugac asks him something, and he goes, "To be fair, I don't care." Like that. To be fair, I don't care. You know, if Mo wants the 20 assists because he wants that nice round number, then
I think he does.
You know, then we'll go the assists. Then Mo.
He's played like a man who wants assists ahead of goals recently, I think. And Palace going to clear that corner, by the way. Double header, won by Will Hughes, and Curtis Jones will get us back going again.
Bit of insight from my dad, who was famously an Evertonian, but he stewarded a event with Steve McMahon and Jan Molby the other day in the Shakespeare North Prescott.
Yeah.
Steve McMahon said Curtis Jones is, quote, shite. So there you go.
It's nice to him, wasn't it?
Yeah. Someone asked him, do you think Curtis will ever be Liverpool captain? He said no, because he's shite. Which, as a former, I thought, you know, Scouse Liverpool midfielder, like, do you know what I mean? Like, but
not outspoken though, Steve.
Well, yeah.
I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. So he's not receiving the backing from the. That was when men were men, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
When that was
big time. Big time. Not having Curtis then, I think it's fair to say.
I imagine it's probably
Nick it.
because he doesn't try and break people's ankles every week. But there you go.
Yeah.
It's a different
I
time.
don't think you'd have enjoyed his photo shoot much this week either, to be honest with you.
No, probably not.
Not really up Steve McMahon's street.
No.
Anyway,
decent ball by Ibu, I think that was.
It is. Over to Cody Gakpo. He's got his man. He's got Daniel Munoz one-on-one. The problem is with Palace, they're playing a very low, deep block anyway. That's a poor ball that time. Ibu was looking for, I think they were running Gakpo, but it was way overhit. The issue is, again, since they've got the lead, they've gone very defensive, which is fine, whatever. Teams always do. But because of the wing-backs, and they do it very effectively, because there, Cody Gakpo was seemingly one-on-one with Daniel Munoz, but then seconds later, the right-sided centre-half had come across, and Jefferson Lerma dropped in as well. So all of a sudden, it was like a wall in front of him, Palace, and just couldn't do anything about it. That's a poor ball, though.
I mean, you know, in terms of how this match goes, I'm happy for them to sit back because I feel like there's still 70 minutes left plus injury time.
If Liverpool have this weight of possession and territory, will carve out opportunities to win the game. Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, as we saw in the FA Cup final, they can spring out at some point, but are they going to be busting a gut to get in behind? You know, I don't know. Sure. Like he was saying, that we saw the first couple of minutes and it was such slow pace, and I was thinking, nobody, like, can you imagine there's a 50-50 today? You're just gonna be going, go on, you have it.
Yeah.
Do you think what's the point in
I must admit
getting a you know, twisting your ankle or breaking something today?
Yeah.
Anyway,
just ruined your celebrations, ruined your summer. You're doing rehab for the first 6 weeks. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. I must admit the game pace since the goal, and the goal was a gift from Liverpool. Let's have it right.
Yeah.
It's a pretty poor ball from Conor Bradley. Ismail Assar is completely on his own, and he just turns and finishes in the middle of the box, but essentially. Virgil van Dijk's nowhere to be seen. But Liverpool have responded to that. Oh, that's a bit of a naughty one. We're playing on, though. I think it's Will Hughes. Cody Gakpo's doubled up again on. Robbo's going to deliver instead.
Oh, I thought that was decent.
No one's really attacking him from the Liverpool point of view. Will Hughes went right through the back of Ryan Gravenberg.
So pull that back for a yellow. I mean, the ball hasn't gone out.
He might do. Salah's not quite, just a bit overhit. Be interested to see if the ref does have a word. Because what is tackle you don't really see in this day and age, to be honest with you. You don't see people coming from behind off him. No? Okay. Yeah.
I'm not... That's childish.
I mean, it's,
that's just infantile.
Right up your street, though. No? Okay.
Up your street.
I misread the room. Nothing. Ref done nothing about that tackle, by the way. You just played on.
Yeah.
I must admit, I thought you'd have at least a word, because you just can't do that nowadays. The balloon.
There was nearly a balloon incident there.
Nearly got an Ibu's way. He's in possession now, and Alison Becker can look to get us playing again. Yeah, Liverpool have responded to the goal, to the setback, but Palace have just gone absolutely 10 men behind the ball.
Yeah,
Lakers down if you can ever since. They've retreated. I think it's fair to say. Palace do this to us a lot. Score the opening goal,
yeah,
and then just do this, and they are a difficult team to break down.
Since the 7-0, I can't think of a game where we've just whacked them. You know, or
Really straightforward.
Yeah,
really straightforward. Like I say, especially this version of Palace, who are a decent outfit.
Just keeping an eye on things elsewhere.
Yeah,
but there's not been much going on, to be honest.
A
Brentford
lot of
1-0
I saw a minute ago. Brentford win,
City had just gone 1-0 up, but I
annoying.
think they were already home and host anyway. Spurs gone 1-0 up. The serial winner, Ange Postecoglou. Robbo's given it away to Will Hughes. Ezra tries to find Munoz. It does find Munoz.
Headed back across the box and behind for a corner by Conor Bradley up against Kamada. Yeah, any thoughts that this was going to be a cakewalk for Liverpool and was going to canter to a victory? Oh no, it's offside flag.
Oh, there we go.
It's all good. Aren't coming to life right now because Palace have come for something. Palace want to leave their mark in this game of football. We're dealing with the balloons here.
I was going to say, has the ref stopped the game?
I think we've got a temporary stop in play. Daniel Munoz just decided to take it upon himself to deal with some of the balloons that I think, he's going to do another one now. Is that Lerma? Just popped it with his hands. He's got studs. Interesting choice from him, that.
Yeah.
I feel like it might have been easier to stand
if you
on
got
it.
studs on, especially with, blades, the modern blade technology.
Far more straightforward, but still, you do you. Nice little ball. Conor Bradley gets on the end of it.
Should have done it with one hand, like Thanos or something.
Mo Salah is getting hounded out the game, man. Every time he gets a touch, there's two men around him in the blink of an eye. Nice
ball by
Conor
Don.
Bradley's taken up a brilliant position, but he's just gone back into traffic and lost out, and Palace will look to beat. Nick it back. That's wonderful. Conor Bradley gets back involved and wins it back for the Reds, and Cody Gakpo feeds Robbo, gives it him back. Oh, going to be a corner, is it? He's going for a throw. He's definitely gone out. He's given something. I don't know what he's given.
It's probably looked the liveliest of our
Gakpo, he's given a corner, by the way.
Yeah,
Liverpool corner. The big lads are going to come up, obviously. So Boslai is going to take, in the absence of he's taking it short and quick. He's giving back to him. Pretty tame delivery in the end.
Palace weren't awake to that, but yeah, it was a bit of. I thought
room to deliver again though. Deeper one this time. Palace head again. The first to everything in the box at the minute. Palace. We are not getting much joy from set pieces at all thus far. We do miss McAllister, don't we? And I know I just miss him whenever I'm not seeing his face.
Just miss his little face, don't you?
I do just miss him. That's a
nice
ball.
ball.
I love the inside ball. Hit back. Oh, Louis Diaz.
Tell you what.
Lovely ball from Dom Szoboszlai. Little hidden pass, really.
Yeah.
Nobody saw
it. Fakes to shoot, doesn't he, Szoboszlai?
Diaz makes room, and it would have been a
glorious goal.
It would have been a lovely. Looking for the far corner. How far wide is it? A few yards in the end. Yeah, maybe not quite as close as I first thought. He feels like he should have done better. He's frustrated. It's a sort of goal Louis Diaz scored a lot of for Porto.
Yes.
He hasn't quite been as regular for us, it's fair to say, but yeah, he's definitely got it in his locker.
Yeah, because I remember when he signed, seeing a few. He scored a brilliant one against City.
Hang on,
there we go. Trent, watch.
Trent is warming up.
He's getting a decent clap there.
He was getting a decent round of applause, and he was giving it back to.
We haven't got the sound on, so we can't hear.
Diaz has beat his man here. He's out on the left wing momentarily. Diaz. Gakpo's going a bit more central. It's 2v1 again. They'll do well to get something. Has he got something?
I was going to say, I'll give a goal kick for that.
Yeah, but Trent got a decent little reception there.
Looked like it, yeah.
Yeah, again.
Got a thumbs up there. Unless they were doing like, if you think Trent's a wanker, clap your hands or something. Do you see that?
He seemed to take it quite well.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Palace got a goal kick. They're going to play it out from the back. Like every football team does it up and down the land nowadays. No boom for Trent, says Neil.
Oh, fair enough.
Maybe the words of Jurgen Klopp have been heeded.
Yeah.
Mateta's in this time. Mateta's very well read. All right, Van Gravenberch getting back into a really smart position, actually, between man and ball. Nicking it back. Liverpool lost it again, though. Give it now.
See you later. Make the ref as well.
He took it back into trouble. He'd done the harder bit. And then that one touch took it back into Sarr, it was actually. And he nicked it back off him. Van Gravenberch, by the way, producing utter filth in the middle of the park for a moment there. Singing the Gerrard song.
PFA Young Player of the Year.
Yeah, singing the Gerrard song, apparently. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Especially now with Gerrard being there.
Yeah.
Probably a fitting touch. Don't hate it. Better than booing. Liverpool building up through the back. Going through the full range of the back four before finding Gakpo. I love a little 1-2. Actually, Gakpo going to get ended at the byline. Crossed in. Head. Ooh. Another Palace head. Problem is, the early signs here and just Crystal Palace in general suggest that crosses aren't necessarily
they're heading everything away, aren't they?
Yeah. Even without Gahey, it's a big old centre-half partnership back there.
Go on.
Bit frantic in the box now,
nice
though.
ball.
And over to Salah, who's going to find this cross back in Diaz. Oh!
Finally won a header, but Diaz heads it over the bar.
Blindside on his man. Just managed to get the first contact, but as you say, under a lot of pressure, it's fair to say.
Yeah, it was not an easy chance. That I thought chance had maybe gone there. It comes to Salah, and obviously he wants to get onto his left. Also back to Gravenberch. It's a nice little dinked ball by Gravenberch there.
I would describe that as a Jordan Henderson cross. You used to love that cross.
Yeah.
Overhit it all the time.
Yeah, I was going to say a bit more precision than Jordan back in the day.
Look at that graphic there. 10 crosses to Palace's 0.
That's the real quiz.
After reference, I can get on board.
Yeah.
But it does. It speaks to the game. What's happened? Goal.
Sod all. Yeah.
It speaks to the game that we're watching.
So as it stands...
Yes, go on. You be that guy like that.
Yeah, as it stands, Liverpool first, 83. Arsenal second, City third.
How many points are we ahead of Arsenal, sorry?
We are 9 points clear of Arsenal as it stands.
Is that enough to win the league, yeah? Is that right?
I think, I don't know.
We're going to be okay.
Well, it depends how many Palace score today against,
we should be shouting them.
Finished
Tell you
team.
what, the match score. Will Hughes
has gone
dinking it past Andy Robbo there. All a bit easy again, but Liverpool are going to win it back. Oh, yes.
Go on, Ibu.
It's not a foul. That's a footwear. Thank you. Palace have got it, though. There's a chance again. Oh, there's a chance. 2-0 Palace. The offside flag up. I assume Mateta's not celebrating offside flag up.
Mateta didn't look too pleased there.
Yeah. He didn't look particularly happy, did he? And let's just watch it back again. It's all a bit...
Ibu does well there.
Canate initially wins it, but then Palace to first to the loose ball. He is off.
Oh,
He's miles off. He's miles off.
It's a bit weak from Szoboszlai, but as we have said, you're really going to go flying into a tackle. But if he's going to be playing deeper,
he's going to have to do more.
You want to see him.
Yeah, I agree.
You want to see him putting a foot in there.
Conor Bradley's been fouled by Ebrite Eze there. That was another example. Loose ball falls to Palace. They're a bit quicker onto everything at the minute. We're a bit slow to that sort of stuff. And then, to be fair to Conor Bradley, he's the wrong side of Mateta, but Mateta's a hard man to push off the ball anyway. And Conor Bradley never really stood a chance. But thankfully, it was offside. And it does not matter. It literally does not matter because it literally did not count, which is good. Can we get Salah's bloody assist? Well, all the crossing at the minute has come from the other side.
Yeah.
So, unless we go into Salah, into the box, and do it that way round, it hasn't looked particularly forthcoming right now. Salah has been marked out of the game, actually, to be honest, up until this point. But there's still loads of time for that to change.
Yeah, so as it stands, Newcastle are 4th, Chelsea are 5th, Villa are 6th, and Forest are 7th, but there's only 1 point between those 4 teams. Yeah. Villa out of the Champions League places on goal difference. Mm-hmm. So it's a tight one, but it's not a tight one in a good way because no one's scoring any goals. So there you go.
Yeah, also a little bit boring. Forest missing out. The title contenders that were Forest just a short few months ago.
We've seen off a few. I remember, a lot of chat of Chelsea are our biggest threat at Christmas. And I didn't think they would fall off to the extent that they did. I think I had them about 5th in my pre-season predictions.
Palace are in again here, by the way. Every time
No flag.
there is no flag. Oh, he's just waltzing through us at the minute.
Our back four keep looking at the linesman and asking
Munoz.
for a flag, and he's not going to put it up.
No. He's at the bar.
He must have been off there, surely.
He did look offside that time. That was Mateta again. He's looking over to linesman now. We don't know whether he's definitely at the bar. I'm pretty sure he's offside. It was Eze into him. But look, they're playing little dink balls into fucking right backs at this point. He's miles. Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's off.
Yeah.
He is just off. He misses anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, Liverpool. If Liverpool do want to win this game of football, they're going to have to tighten up a little bit defensively. It's fair to say.
Yeah.
A goal, a disallowed goal, and now hitting the bar essentially. Yeah, we're not at it at the back at all. Attacking wise, we look okay, but then again, I don't think the crosses are really the best route to goal here.
No. Yeah, it's been Gakpo. I think has been the liveliest, but there's sometimes those crosses. I feel like they're a bit sort of flung in, and they're easy enough to deal with.
Hope as opposed to real sort of possibility. We need to find a different route to goal, different avenue. This could be it. It's Mo Salah up against Savit Mitchell. Eze's getting across to help. Salah delivers.
Oh, finally did.
It's Szoboszlai this time, who's I think he's really poor in the air.
Well, I don't know if I remember rightly, he scored a header against Chelsea in the day that Bradley scored. And I think he said in the post-match, that's the first header I've ever scored.
I believe him.
Bear in mind, he's like 6'2" or something.
Yeah, for somebody
Like,
of his stature, yeah, he's not. I remember he had a different opportunity. It wasn't that game, and he got it all wrong.
Yeah.
And from that moment on, I've just been conscious of the fact that he's terrible in the air.
Gakpo, I wouldn't say he's terrible in the air, but is a big man. He's a big, young, strong, fit bloke. Oh, he's gorgeous. Big, young, fit bloke. I sometimes feel like he physically gets overwhelmed by players too easily.
Yeah,
but
there's a bravery element to this.
Yeah.
Diaz, who isn't some of the things just mentioned there.
Yes.
He's just brave as you like, brave as a lion, you know what I mean? Remember the goal he scored against Brighton? He basically got decapitated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How that wasn't a red card, by the way, I never know, but different conversation.
Yeah.
But even a moment ago, put his head in where it hurts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Likely going to get a whack, doesn't care. It's all well and good being 6 foot plus, but you've got to want to head it as well, you know?
Yeah.
Especially when you're a striker. Again, gone of the days. There might be a couple knocking around now of this big target man lump who's going to put his head on everything, doesn't care, you know what I mean? This doesn't exist anymore, really. Certainly not in the Premier League. Super chat from Banter says, just putting it out there, I've never seen us win when Jamie has done the...
I'm just gonna respond to this, because the last time I was on, someone was going like, oh, not Jamie, we never win. The only defeat that I've presided over was the League Cup final. Now, that was...
What was the big one then?
It was a disaster, but I can't remember my record, but I'd say it's pretty positive. I think it's, I've been here for a fair few victories, yeah. So
how many would you say you've done in general?
Watch-alongs, probably on about, I'd say it's less than 10. It's more than 5 and less than 10.
Okay.
And it's one defeat.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
And maybe 3 wins, 3 draws or something like that.
It's not title winning form.
No, it's
a chance here.
how's he saved that?
How has he saved that? It's Luis Diaz who karate kicked the post in frustration. It's just a ball into an area, really, and it falls to Diaz. Let's just watch it back now. Is it Salah? He wins it back again, and it is. And he's well onside. He
could have squared it.
He could. I don't think he's got time to think
he
about
hasn't.
square. He's on the spin himself. He's blindsided himself by going the wrong way. And it's Dean Henderson, to his credit, has done remarkably well there, because Diaz has essentially put it through his legs. Henderson's just moved onto his feet and managed to get it wide for a corner. And the corner inevitably has been headed.
They're normally for keepers as well. Not that I've been in goal since I was about 14 years old, but they were always the ones that really used to annoy me, where you set yourself, and then once they go through your legs, you just
Can't do anything about
you
it.
just can't shut your legs.
He's having a really strong little spell, like Dean Henderson,
He has.
including FA Cup finals. To be fair,
Well,
United, he's better than Onana. Off topic, but he's fucking miles better than Onana.
yeah,
He just is.
yeah.
He's shite him. Hitchin Baz, Super Chat. He's about to start work for us in the last Super Chat of the season. Thank you very much for being quality programming and chat. Up the veg and everyone. No, thank you, Hitchin Baz, for that and being involved all season long. We genuinely appreciate it. And we'll do the whole appreciation thing all day today because it's been a long season. It's been a brilliant season. Whatever happens in this particular game of football, let's just celebrate. Let's just be positive as we possibly can be. Because, yeah, I've been here. I'd hate to think how many games I've done, but it's a lot. So I'm definitely up for just chilling and just seeing what will be.
Eating some licorice.
I'm eating some licorice. Yeah, I'm eating some licorice. My hair.
We get a vote going. Dan's a wrong.
Yeah, we did a whole licorice chat.
Have we?
No. We did. Me and you.
Oh yeah. Not you and the.
No, pre-going live. I like licorice, and I'm shocked that people despise licorice. I'm fine with people, not being keen, but you said it was hell.
Be my food hell, yeah.
Food hell.
I just
that shocked me.
Oh.
Cucumber, by the way, is my food hell.
Well, I've got
the absolute devil.
I've got a few mates who are very, very anti-cucumber. I don't mind it. I don't,
It's shite, mate. Shite.
I'm not.
Salah's got the ball in the bottom.
I'm not queuing up. I'm not queuing up to eat a cucumber, but
Dave knows what it's all about. Dave knows.
Dave's random videos.
Dave's sound, mate. Dave, don't worry about Dave. He's fucking got you. Chris Ofsky says, "Is the aftertaste and texture can't get on with."
It's the pre-taste and the during taste and the aftertaste for me, and the texture.
Sounds like a non-starter, really.
Yeah.
Diane's mum hated licorice. I'm not one for banning people from the chat, but I'm tempted. Yeah.
Blinded by power.
That's dreadful.
Bit of salt, on veg normally brings it out.
Truthfully, I don't add salt to anything, and the prospect of adding salt to my most hated food in the world is not one I'm particularly for. We've got mixed reviews on the licorice. We've got Longan, we've got Vile, and we've also got cucumbers, one of my favourite foods. Mark. Dave, that's a terrible joke. Licorice I know, yeah, Marmite. Cucumber sandwiches with crust. Honestly, I don't like Marmite particularly. Twiglets are Marmite, right?
Yes.
Marmite?
Twiglets
are right.
After listening to an interview with Paul McCartney where he said, my favourite snack is a Marmite and hummus bagel.
I love hummus.
I thought I've got
now
to,
you're speaking my language.
I've got to try this. And it is good. And that was my introduction to Marmite. You can tell this isn't a serious football match that we're talking about.
This is what I'm here for.
Will Hughes as a shot.
Oh, Alison's fan. We've done Flavian Verts. We've done a bit of Frimpong.
Bit of Marmite chat, yeah.
Point, yeah. I'm up for that. DM me and tell me more about that because I'll never remember that. Cucumber and vodka gin. Somebody a minute ago said something about cucumber and something else, and it knocked me sick.
I've had cucumber, in I think it's a Hendrick's gin. You have a slice. You're supposed to have a slice of cucumber. I remember from my days as a barman.
Stephen Owens, cucumber is sound. It's celery. You've got to be careful.
Yeah, I'm not big on
fine.
celery either. Actually,
celery's fine. Peanut butter is Simon's. Peanut butter's alright. I'm quite a late comer to peanut butter.
I never really had it as a kid. As an ingredient in your
yeah, I like it. How do I feel about
Thai
gherkins?
food or whatever? You like your skewers, bit of lovely.
Yeah, gherkins and pickle sound.
Yeah,
we're both
big on
them.
I used to, when I was a kid, I'd always take them off.
Yeah, I think everyone did really. But
yeah,
as you go old, your taste changes and you get more acquired. Yeah,
certainly does.
Olives are often controversial. Where are you at with an olive?
I used to be staunch anti-olive.
Yeah, I know.
And then look, it's great businessman John Henry.
They both looked fast asleep, and John Henry looked worse.
Yeah.
They are there though. Hopefully with the wallets.
Yeah.
Because hopefully we're signing Flavian Wirtz at some point. That kind of speaks to the game. The fact we're talking about olives and the camera's just panning to John Henry.
Yeah.
Anchovies are most controversial. Let's just deal with the olives first.
Right. So, but I did. I remember going to when I lived in London. I worked. I had a very, very cosmopolitan city, as you know, and I worked with some Italians and some Brazilians.
Yeah.
I was in this Brazilian girl's house, and we had wine. Bear in mind, I was like 21, so I'd drink like battery acid. You know, we had wine, and she had these really plump, juicy olives, and I was getting it, and I was.
Did not know.
Yeah.
Sorry. Do go on.
Yeah. A funny story, actually. Anyway, so I was drinking this wine, having a lovely time, eating these olives, and I'm getting into these olives, and it transpired that I drank that much wine. I fell asleep on the couch in the middle of the night, went to the toilet, and then fell asleep on the toilet and didn't lock the door. And somebody, a young woman who I was attracted to, opened the door to find me asleep on the toilet with my kecks down. There you go. So
really sold it to her there.
Yeah, needless to say, that was a non-starter. Yeah. So but after that day, I started getting into olives.
Yeah. Foul on Cody Gakpo. No foul. He's foul given. If we hadn't give that for a second, Daniel Munoz essentially kicked him in the calf and expected not to be pulled up on it, but he was. See, the problem here is, just to quickly avert back to the match. Andy Robertson's about to deliver this cross from very wide on the left-hand side, about parallel with the 18-yard box. Liverpool haven't looked a threat at all from these situations, so I don't hold that much hope. Almost inevitably now, Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah, I was going to say, here he is.
I hope he does, obviously, but
it
hasn't looked forthcoming this way, but let's wait and see.
He needs to get the flight right on this, Robert. Sometimes they're a bit low, these kind of...
That's a good delivery, decent. Actually. Oh, it's headed clear by Palace again. No, every single first contact so far has been Crystal Palace. And
even when they have headed it away, nothing's fallen in a way where it's like, I can slip that back in. It's always like falling to someone's weaker foot or... Yeah. So, yeah.
Which you've got to give credit to Palace for, to be fair. It's another delivery to the box. Robertson can't quite get in that one. Overhit, really. Gakpo was similar as well. Poor opening for Liverpool, really, to be honest. Haven't really manufactured anything of note, I don't think, in terms of clear-cut chances.
It's not a blockbuster day in the Premier League. Maybe this is the worst league ever. There isn't a single game with both teams have scored.
No, I'm just checking some of the scores now. It is a bit drab, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lots of 0-0s.
Yeah.
That Forest-Chelsea game is also 0-0. There's a lot riding on that, of course. Yeah.
Oh, Arsenal just scored.
Yeah, Arsenal beating Southampton, but, your second lads, who cares? Palace on the attack again. You have to do well headed back. Well done, lad. Conor Badley doing his defensive duties successfully. Yeah, it's interesting. Somebody in the comments here said Jones is not taking his chance here. And that's fair. That's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
But this isn't... recent weeks have been like, lads haven't taken the chance.
Yeah.
This isn't that team, really. This is just a team now. And it's been, a bit underwhelming, it's fair to say.
Yes, I think it's been a bit unfortunate. People like Elliott, you're like, I want to see what Elliott can do. And then I wouldn't say they've been League Cup teams, maybe semi-final of the League Cup, where they've had Virgil's been missing, or a good team, but not our absolute best team. Mm-hmm. And I suppose it's a strong team today for Jones to come in.
Nice,
but it's
1-2.
Oh, Salah's done really well.
He's finally broken some shackles, but he got free. Oh, he's still got it. He's weaving some magic. Little nutmegs to finish. He did put it through Kamada's legs, but Eze was there to pick up the loose ball.
Slight Spurs vibes, and whatever that was there.
That is half time. Palace lead Liverpool 1-0. Not reading the script, what was supposed to be Liverpool's party atmosphere, and it still is inside Anfield. It still will be for the rest of the night, but we are not signing off with a victory as it happens right now. Listen, Liverpool have huffed and puffed a little bit, Jay. There have been moments, there have been lots of crosses into the box. Palace have been exceptional in the air. Set pieces have come to nothing either. There was the one Luis Diaz moment from a lovely bit of football, but aside from that, it's been a little bit meh for Liverpool.
Yes, it's not been champagne football for a champagne occasion, has it? So
that'll do, yeah.
Yeah.
No, do go on.
Yeah, two chances from Diaz. He had that one where it was nicely. Was it Salah slipped it through to him?
Yeah,
and he turned, and I mean, normally once you're getting it through, it's kind of Henderson
right.
sort of sat down on it. You know, good save by Henderson.
Can't really blame Diaz for that one, I don't think.
No, and he had another chance from a header where he got between the two defenders. He was brave, but it wasn't a sitter. It was difficult to head it, to head it on target. But yeah, I agree with that. Timothy Parish is no good. It's not being good, has it? No. It's, the Palace goal lacks defending.
Yeah,
This time, 45
the
minutes.
Palace goal lacks due care and attention, is how I describe it as. Yeah. That's from start to finish, really, because Bradley plays a ball into just an area. He is looking for someone nominally, but it's not got the accuracy it probably required. Hence them picking it up. And then Sarr is just free. Free as a bird. Free as an eagle in the middle of the pitch, really. And picks up the ball and away he goes. There's nobody anywhere near him. Nobody gets close by the time he's put the ball on the back of the net. Alisson tries his best, but it's by that point. It's irrelevant. It's in. Diaz has probably been the one for Liverpool when it comes to actually goal-scoring opportunities. We mentioned the one there on the spin, which Henderson obviously gets something on that goes behind. Diaz has been frustrated that occasion. He had the shot himself on the spin on the edge of the box, which goes wide, frustrated again. He has the header in the middle. Diaz could have the perfect hat-trick by this point. Because one's right foot, the spin is left foot, and there's a header. So in another world, maybe a bit more composure, a bit more luck, maybe, certainly for the one that goes behind for a corner, we could be having a completely different conversation, certainly about Luis Diaz.
Yeah, I think about halfway through the half, I said Gakpo's been our brightest player, but I think it's probably, now the half's over, it's probably Diaz. Like you say, he's that was a good move. It was that one where he curled the shot wide. It was lovely reverse pass from Szoboszlai. Yeah, I was just going to say free as an eagle. Or what's got more higher velocity, an eagle or a European swallow? I'm going swallow.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm sure you are.
Peregrine falcon is the fastest animal in the animal kingdom, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Faster than a sperm whale. Anyway.
Don't say you don't learn anything on these watch-along streams because you'd be lying. The attack has
what were we saying? Luis Diaz? Yeah.
The attack has 10 brain cells collectively. Salah has 9 of them. Okay. Another super chat there as well, which hasn't got any message on it, so do throw a message in if you possibly can, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
I will endeavour to pick it up. Quick look around some scores around the Premier League at half-time. Bournemouth 0, Leicester 0. Fulham are losing to Man City at home. Wolves are losing to Brentford at home 1-0. Nottingham Forest 0, Chelsea 0, which is a game that does have something riding on it. Man United, the Europa League runners-up, are 0-0 with Aston Villa, and I believe Emi Martinez has just been sent off for Aston Villa as well.
Good.
Certainly Villa's keeper, I assume it's him and not, is it Olsen, the backup? Because Emi Martinez did seem to wave goodbye to everyone last week, which is a bit odd. Southampton 0, Arsenal 1 as well, and I'll do the rest a bit later on. But ultimately, who cares? It's half time. We'll be back in a few minutes. I'll see you then. Sorry, completely my fault. I think I caught everybody off guard by randomly going to an advert out of nowhere. We're about to play you one of our Journal Insight shows, which are excellent, by the way. And you should check them out at some point. But that wasn't supposed to happen. But it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. We're going to win the league. We've won the league. We're going to lift the trophy a bit later on. So we'll keep talking instead. And I'll have an advert and a break a little bit later on. Don't worry about me. I've already prepared myself for like 6 hours of sitting here talking to you guys. So let's just do it anyway. Samuel Jones says Dalla has to score. That doesn't make any sense. Diaz has to score, costing Salah his assist record. Yeah, there's been... I don't know. I don't think he has to score that chance. I think he does everything right, to be honest with you, Diaz. I think Dean Henderson does it really well as a keeper. I'm not sure there's much more he could do. The other week, Diaz had to score to give Salah an assist. Just watching the goal back as well. The freedom with which Salah has got to turn around and just slot that in his back of the net is a little bit alarming. Like, that is as much evidence as we probably need. Just watching the Diaz one, a lovely little reverse ball. He'll back himself to do better there. In bad company, says, don't let a meaningless game ruin today. Nice to win, but today is about the champions getting to lift that trophy. Do we really think? Because I must admit, I was all in the camp of Liverpool win this game, and adding even more party to what is already going to be a party. Is it really going to take the gloss off later on? Because it's fine if you think it will. That's fine. Because I do want to win, and I do like winning, but I don't know. I can't quite fathom in my own. Hello, Jay. Hello. I can't quite fathom in my own head how much it means. You know what I mean? Like, whether losing really impacts what happens afterwards. Yeah.
No, I mean, I was wondering how. Obviously, everybody went for it big time after the Spurs game. Is it going to be as busy outside? I mean, it's we've had we've won the league let off, but I still think it's going to be big party time until.
Well, I think it might be bigger
till it gets dark.
Because you're right. That was the moment. That was the moment we'd all been waiting for, obviously. But I think just the sheer volume of people in the city this weekend might suggest that there could obviously be a parade tomorrow. And even with Radio 1 Big Weekend this weekend as well in Sefton Park, like, just the numbers of people and what we did yesterday as well, like, it's going to be chaos.
But I mean, literally, like, there's however many. I mean, I was at that Radio 1 thing on Friday, and there was loads of different accents from all parts of the country, and then I was at our event yesterday. People come from all over the world. Yeah. There's I don't know if. I follow when I was in Bali last year, and I follow an account called Big Reds Bali, top fellas. They're in the country, and they were at Old Trafford yesterday, just like lifting her 20 times.
Oh, I think I've seen this picture, maybe.
Yeah, and I don't know if they were at our event yesterday, but anyway, what I'm saying is there are Reds from all over the world who are in the city now. Who I mean, God knows
embark on Anfield later on. Because when we did the Spurs thing, that was just everyone from around the city. Any Red within like a 50-mile radius, if you like, just to pick a number out of thin air, went, do you know what? Fuck it, let's get towards Anfield because it's going to be Boss. And it was Boss. It was unbelievable. But you're right, you can extrapolate that radius by like 15 this time around. Yeah. Because we've known for weeks, people are able to sort the plans, the accommodation. I've been telling people on here for God knows how long, Liverpool accommodation is going to to be nigh on impossible, really expensive. So get to the outskirts, you know what I mean? Get
St.
to
Helens.
Exactly. No, I'm messing. But yeah, and people have done it.
Sorry to our St. Helens view.
I'm joking. We've seen it yesterday, like you rightly say. Like the people that come to me yesterday and speaking to me, and they were from Chicago, like all kinds of places, on yesterday, Gary Atwood. With a super chat earlier on, I did bring it up, but I forgot to mention it. Great show yesterday. Thank you, Redmen, for everything. Pleasure, mate. Thank you for supporting us. Because I've said it lots this season. I always round off my shows with it. None of this would be possible without you guys. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever. It's all down to you and your brilliance.
Stoney's going to be fighting to keep their eyes open, I think, unless Liverpool start keep going, Stoney.
John Henry, who's literally sat in Anfield, struggling to keep his eyes open after that. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because like Liverpool were poor in that half, and the goals terrible. Really, the goal we can see is terrible. But then you start to sort of look at the moments, and Liverpool, we've just mentioned 3 or 4 there that on another day you might have scored 2 of. You know what I mean? So on reflection, whilst it was half shit, you could easily be 2-1 up here.
I've sat here for all the naysayers who think I only ever do Liverpool defeats. I've sat here in previous times when people have been going, terrible, rubbish, worst team ever, sack them all. And you think, well, actually, the keeper pulled off a really good save. We whistled one past it, it hasn't been brilliant. I mean, that League Cup game, I literally couldn't think of any bright moment, other than the Chiesa goal. That was a bad one. But normally in these games, there's always something where you think, well, you say we've been terrible, and we haven't been brilliant, but that goes through Henderson's legs, then it's a different story. And there's 40. Here we go. Yeah, Mr. James Rock, lovely name.
It's right.
I kind of. I know. We've been saying next season starts now. I think that's more a case of having a look at. You had a look at Szoboszlai a bit deeper. Yeah. Have a look at Elliott. Have a look at Kier. More that rather than you need to be on it. Because obviously they don't need to be on it because the manager's having a drink with Wayne Lineker, So like,
which is always an interesting evening, I find. Have you considered Prince Machino's comment though? Just says loser pool. Have you considered that? Because if you haven't considered that, then maybe we need to consider that.
Fair play. I mean, loser popol.
Yeah.
It says
that's what we are. That's us, right there.
That you know what? That's really stung me. That.
Anyway,
I don't think I can carry on.
Anyway, been a pleasure. No, the other score in the Premier League, by the way, which I was mentioning earlier on before we hastily, the other two scores, rather, I should say, Newcastle 0, Everton 0, and West Ham are beating Ipswich 1-0. All very exciting stuff across the Premier League. The Super Sunday that, like, often, Premier League wants and Bill and hope is going to be the most exciting and falling events of all time is not that.
It's not
today at all.
It's not happening.
They were clinging on for dear life to the top 5 race.
Yeah.
And even that at the minute is going out with a little bit of a whimper, really.
It is indeed. Yeah, my mate who is a Villa fan is saying, why are they suddenly good now? I don't know if that's just him or if United are actually playing well. I don't know. And to be fair, I don't care. No, in the words of Slaven Bilic.
Now down to 10 men, now without Emi Martinez, possibly playing his last game for the club, which is mad. Yeah, are we ready for a break now through there? Wonderful, let's do that. We'll be back. So, where were you in Istanbul?
I'm Phil Thompson.
I'm Neil Mellor.
I'm Mark Radley.
Well, my name is Les Jackson.
Sammy Lee here.
Well, I'm John Aldridge. I'm Clive Tilsley.
I am Guillaume Balaguer.
I'm Jay Phillips.
My name is Anulay Yilmaz.
I was working as a pundit in the Ataturk Stadium.
And I was there in Istanbul 2005.
And I'm the Liverpool fan who went up sitting next to Silvio Berlusconi.
Me and my son were in the Ataturk Stadium.
And I was fortunate to be on co-commentary with Radio City in the stadium.
I was in a hotel room in Chicago with the late Sven-Goran Eriksson.
I was at the Ataturk.
I watched my former teammate Steven Gerrard in the Horseshoe pub in Wiston.
I was in Istanbul with my parents at home watching the game,
Our Champions range of merch is available right now on redmenmerch.com. Get yourselves kitted out for the biggest party of the season because number 20 is here in Liverpool.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Redmen TV. And that was how you do an ad break. Seamless. Look at that. Look at us go. Professionals. I'll be honest with you. Gloves are off at this point. Just freestyling it the whole way. I will tell you this though. Trent on the pitch, which is a thing. Seemingly got a much warmer reception from my other mate, Kelly Dalglish, who I spent the day with yesterday. So that's a thing. So let's see how that goes down in the chat and at Anfield. But mid-break there, I heard this noise outside, and it's hailstoning.
It doesn't seem to be.
No, it's fine at Anfield.
Stadium,
it's fine, but we're about 10, 15 miles away, I'd say, from Anfield maybe. But it's literally hailstone out there. It's pitch black, pissing down.
Yeah.
And yeah, not the kind of weather I want to see. Anyway, Trent coming on. Discuss.
Well, you know, he might provide us with a goal or an assist.
I was going to say, in terms of game state,
he is a good player.
In terms of what the game requires, fine. And also, we don't know what Conor Bradley's situation is there. Hopefully, he's not a knock. Hopefully, he hasn't twinged anything or whatever. He certainly would have had more than 45 minutes in his leg, so it can't be that. But he's brought Trent on. The reception feels positive. There's some disbelief on the faces, I'd say, as well.
A lot of clapping.
Bit of confusion. Very sunny. That might change rapidly based on the weather here.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Trent's on. Okay. That would be a story, won't it? If he's the guy to turn this around. Because for those that do want us to win and are desperate for us to sign off the season in style, and again, to add to the party.
Yeah.
Him being the guy here, the catalyst, would be interesting.
Well, when he was stood over that free kick the other week, I thought this is nailed on. This I mean, it wasn't,
and he was getting.
It was close. Yeah,
I thought that as well.
So you know, I mean, we all remember Jamie Carragher hitting the post. Not a man who was famous for his goals. So Trent could have a shot from 50 yards here. Potentially.
More famous for his own goals, actually. Yeah, sound Carragher, but still. Anyway, let's see what it all pans out. The second half is underway. Liverpool shooting towards the Kop, of course. This is Trent's farewell game. It is mad to think, like, I've spent a decent proportion of my life now watching Trent play for Liverpool.
Immediately trips over the ball.
Free kick. It is mad to think that this is it. Like, whatever you think of him in a negative sense, and again, people are more than entitled to opinions. I'm the last person to ever tell everybody how to feel. It's just not my style at all. I'm not going to get in the soapbox and do that. He's still over a free kick now as well, by the way. But it's a bit fucking mad. A generational footballer.
Yeah.
He's been unbelievable. He has been at that. And Klopp was right in many senses in what he said the other day. He has been a key component to our success in recent years. And this is it. It's fucking sad. Whenever you think him a twat or not, it's a shame.
Yeah, again, like some of the discussions I've been having with my mates are, actually he isn't a very good defender after saying he's, after backing him for years. Some of those criticisms he's had, because he's now leaving, I think,
he's overhit
I tell you what, he's overhit that free kick.
Anyway, we'll see. It's going to be it's weird. It's a weird game for him.
I was sad when Torres left and Suarez and all. I know we nearly won the league with Suarez, but Suarez was in tears after that Palace game because I think he knew, I'm going and this is my chance is gone. I didn't harbour any ill will against Suarez. You think and he's
because he was clearly. We all think Liverpool's the best thing in the world, of course we do, and rightfully so. By the way,
he was one of the best players in the world. He was and he's ended up, and he's like Barca's third highest top scorer, and he was there for 6 years or something. Unbelievable goal scoring record. I know
that front three was frightening.
Messi gets all the plaudits. Even with Torres, that ended up being quite good for Liverpool because he was clearly. Injuries had taken their toll and he never could quite rediscovered it and all that. And we played Chelsea quite soon after that and beat them 1-0 and it was funny and it's like 50 million well spent, all that sort. It was nice to have a laugh at them. He could say, look, am I hanging around playing for Roy Hodgson's Liverpool when I'm supposedly one of the best strikers in the world?
Yeah.
But now this is one of the rare occasions where go on.
Alisson comes and deals with Yatu as well. It's got a little bit of confusion. I
suppose it's made it harder to take. Yeah. If your missus says to you, "I'm sorry, I'm leaving you for Robert Pattinson," if it's me, I can say, "All right, I'm annoyed, but I can understand it." But if I was Paul Mescal, I'd be like, hang on, I'm better looking than him.
Okay.
That's what I think the Trent situation is like.
Is Pattinson the go-to? There's a chance here, though.
I wouldn't
have him down.
I've never quite seen it, but he is a heartthrob. Tell us in the comments, guys.
Okay, I don't see that myself.
With Robert Pattinson? No, I didn't. I think it was the Twilight thing. I think there was a generation of women and gay men who were like, "Oh, sexy vampire."
Yeah, I get the sexy vampire thing. Don't get me wrong, but
replace those. Who would you go for? I was going to say...
I felt like Tom Hardy was sort of the...
Yeah.
Maybe in a few years. Nice football. The chance here. Oh,
meanwhile...
Feet. Salah! Oh, it's he wants the penalty. He's desperate. He's running at the ref. He's pointing at the ref.
He's asking for a handball.
It hits Daniel Munoz and goes behind, and he is absolutely adamant it should be a penalty. It was on his way in as well, by the way. Oh, it's not Munoz. It's a ham. Is it his hip? It's Maxence Lacroix.
He's like...
Let's watch it again. So Bosley drops it into him, and Salah hits it. I think that's handball.
Yeah.
He kind of like... notions to get it behind.
It's like
chicken little wing.
It's like he sort of sticks it out whilst trying to pull it in. It's like
it's kind of in his silhouette is the problem, but he's also moved it to make sure. You know what I mean?
It's like he's going, no, my hand's in a safe place, but
They're still
just do a little sneaky little jerk there. Yeah,
don't use that. Don't use that phrase. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. Van Dijk is also. They're going to give the corner. He's giving the corner.
Ooh.
That's a
Who's
weird...
this ref?
I don't know. He looks like a geography teacher. That's a strange.
You know, when I saw that, I actually don't know who the ref is, and thought, isn't it nice for these kind of games where it's not like this bloke never gives us anything. Well, this bloke does never give us anything. Oh,
cleared away again. Another
dear.
Set piece comes to nothing. People are split on the Trent stuff, but more importantly on that penalty decision as well. What's going on here? Why is Ivo Canati suddenly Gravenberch the last man back? Sorry. He literally is. Alisson Becker's playing DM at the minute. It's been hoof clear eventually. But straight to a Palace head.
Can we get remember when David James came on in attack?
Yeah, Pepe Reina did it as well.
Get Queeve on in attack.
Yeah, it's a good ball that. Oh no. Just hits Canate. Yeah, that was a 50-50 for it. Was the pen. Yeah, Tony Kenobi says he moves his elbows. I think he knows what he's doing there a little bit.
Yeah.
He's so close to his body. I can see why he's got away with it.
Yeah.
It's one of them, like if the ref gives it, it probably doesn't get overturned. But on the flip reverse of that, if he doesn't, it doesn't either. It's Alisson Becker. But one of you deal with it, Jesus. Frustrating one, because I do think there's a chance that might have been a penalty. It definitely hits his arm. That's a heavy touch from Gravenberch. And Palace win it back in the middle. Mateta's going to hit this. He's hitting this straight at Alisson. Straight at Alisson. I think he does, Carver. He kind of just flicks his arm in the direction of the ball. Just making sure it went behind for me.
I think if he keeps him flat, then it's hard, but it was a little jerk, wasn't it? He gave it a little one of them.
Yeah, I did. Agree
bit of elbow action.
Yeah, I'm not going to start the food heaven debate again, but sparkling water.
No.
Okay.
No.
Let's move on.
Yeah. This will probably people will think I'm a wrong un. I sometimes drink tonic water with no gin in. I drink tonic water with gin in as well, but I'll have because my nan used to always have a bottle of tonic water in the fridge, so I'd go around just when I was a kid, I'd just have a little glass for something. There you go. But sparkling water, no.
No,
if it's got a flake sparkling water, I'll tell you what I like in Aldi. Maybe get Aldi as our sponsors next year.
Other supermarkets are available.
Yeah, they'll want it with this.
Obliged to say at this point.
This level of broadcasting, they want to come on board. When Aldi do a sparkling water with a bit of lemon and elderflower in. Lovely, very.
Don't mind elderflower.
Yeah.
Liverpool on the attack. Palace have banked up again though. They spent the whole first half basically 10 men behind the ball, and the pattern has not changed. Liverpool looking to feed Salah, who hits it straight into Tyreek Mitchell, and it goes out for Liverpool throw in. Gomez's striker, please.
I'm behind that. Yeah.
Somebody a moment ago said Conor Bradley can't do 45 minutes. I think we're jumping to conclusions.
I don't think it. Yeah,
I don't think it is that. Really.
No, I don't think the manager's gone. Oh, he's unfit.
He's spent free kick given. Yeah, Gravenberch wins a free kick. He's been a bit loose in possession today for me, Ryan. His second touch has been a bit heavy.
He's done a few of his little trademark spins where you go, oh, and then it's like you say, second touch, it's just come away from him.
Yeah, because he's seemingly been in control, like I said, and got away from his man. And then that next bit has got away from him, almost, And it's going to be Trent to deliver anyway. Again, sort of adjacent to the edge of the 18-yard box, more the D, just outside.
I feel like I'd like an in-swinger.
You're not going to get it.
No, I'm not going to. Unless
some delivery from him.
You let you Trivellas it in.
Yeah. I'm here for it, don't get me wrong, but I can't see it. It's going to be Trent looking to get in behind that Palace line. We do need more quality from these because they've won everything. It's not a bad ball.
I was going to say it's in a decent area, but no.
Good pace on it. If it does get a touch, it's a problem for the keeper, I tell you that. But no one's really anywhere near it. It might be overhit slightly. You probably need Peter Crouch in the box for that, I might say.
Jan Koller.
1-0 Chelsea, by the way.
Talking about classic target man.
Yeah,
he was the ultimate, wasn't he?
He was. Nicola Zidic, I remember as well.
Oh, yeah.
1-0 Chelsea, by the way, which obviously doesn't cement, but gives Chelsea a big old...
It's looking,
It's looking very Chelsea.
Live table update.
Do it, mate. Yeah, do it.
City 3rd, Chelsea 4th, 69 points. Newcastle 5th, 67. Villa 6th, 67 on goal difference, and also a man down. Oh, Skyer.
You do it, mate. It's all good. Boo all of that, really. That's the worst possible scenario for me.
Yeah.
All the shitheads who don't all the massive gimps are getting in the Champions League at a minute. Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
This season was going so well.
I wanted Villa to...
Well, it's not. I don't want any of them in.
No,
but
of those sides,
preferences.
I would have enjoyed Chelsea not being in.
Chelsea can get to fuck.
I thought that'd have been funny.
Absolutely get to fuck.
I mean, they do deserve to be there because they've got enough points, but I feel like they don't deserve to be there.
Southampton have equalised against Arsenal.
Oh no!
One of the worst teams over Premier League football have just equalised against Arsenal. Don't know.
The best team in Europe.
I know. The ball must be wrong or something.
Yeah.
That can't be right. There must be something going on there.
How's that happened?
As quickly as Ipswich equalised, West Ham have retaken lead against Ipswich as well. Sam, do keep telling us what's going on around the world because, I'll try and keep an eye on the football. As Liverpool attempt to end the season at Anfield with a victory, Trent is on the ball now, which is not something I thought I'd be saying today, but here we are. Life's a shitter. Big switch from Trent. That's a great ball.
Good ball.
That's a great ball.
I was going to say.
It's down to Gakpo.
He's good, isn't he?
The fade on that was a joke. We're going to recycle it back. Virgil now. He's gone very central here, Trent. He's looking to deliver. He's found. No, nearly fine. Salah just nodded behind. It'll be a Liverpool corner. But again, I don't want to say too much about the corners because inevitably we'll score from one. But we haven't looked a threat at all.
No.
I don't think Trent's going to take it. He hasn't. It's going to be Dom Szoboszlai again. I think we missed McAllister from these as well.
Yes.
I think his dead ball deliveries have been brilliant this year. Let's see if we can muster any sort of half chance. Spurs are drawing with Brighton and Brentford are beating Wolves. Not that there's much riding on any of that stuff. It's going to be hit by Trent. Left-footed volley. Harmlessly into the cop. I believe the reception's been quite good though.
Yeah.
Get it out of our system maybe a couple of weeks ago, perhaps. Maybe a little bit of Klopp stuff in midweek. I don't know.
I wonder if like I was going to say real daddy's back, like old daddy. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Has come back and given us a telling off.
There'll be definitely some of that. I'm certain of it. But the response to that. On the night, again, I was in the room. It was a perfect room for that speech, by the way. It was never going to get received badly. Everyone was just in awe of Jurgen Klopp being there. But, no, it's a poor touch from Canate. He's going to recover, though, and get away with it, really.
What is he?
He's done well.
He's done well.
Why has he gone down? The Palace man randomly hit the deck. I'm not entirely... He might have got like an elbow to the neck or something, perhaps.
Yeah.
But we're playing that anyway.
It's probably one of them where, actually, it's just touched him in the neck or what.
Not suggesting he particularly hurt. That's just that was a terrible ball.
Yeah.
He just fired across.
Good ball by
across the face of the box for no reason. Salah's going to get the end of that as well. Straight to Dean Henderson. Yeah, I do think, like say, the Klopp stuff may have played a part in some people's minds. 1 or 2,000. They might have gone, do you know what? Yeah, fair play. And they've understood where he's come from, seen a different perspective, fresh eyes on it, whatever. Or just everyone's in such admiration of Klopp that we go for battle for that man, wouldn't we? Let's be honest. So
yeah.
But I do think a lot of the feedback I got on that was like, love you, Jurgen, but who are you to tell? And like, you don't understand the magnitude of the situation because as much as you were Liverpool through and through, you haven't been here for as long as we have, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Difficult one. Really difficult one.
Yeah, part of me, I suppose the most maybe cynical part of my brain was going, well, actually, like you've left now, so like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like you don't get to tell me what to do anymore. Like you know,
There was a lot of that.
Like
You weren't alone.
You know, he will always be a Liverpool legend. So what his opinion does have weight.
Yeah, of course it does. But there was a lot of that. There's a lot. I spoke early on about it, and people like. There might have been an element of revisionism going on about the opinion of him potentially from that, and there probably were certain aspects of the fan base that were like, no, whatever sort of thing. You know? But Klopp is Klopp, man. He's Klopp. I wanted to talk about the super chat because whilst the games fell into a bit of a lull again, I'll just make sure that is the case before I dive into it. Liverpool have got safe possession, but Palace are shuffling across in a very well organised manner and making it really difficult to punch you through them, to be honest with you. Trent on the ball now. But Liverpool are making all the right moves and all the right sort of shapes and angles, but not really going to... Oh, we've won it back, though. Diaz has done well.
I knew he was going to
give the foul. He's given the foul. Diaz can... He's booked him. He's booked Ryan Gravenberch for that. I'm not sure it was worthy of booking. It was a bit 50-50 for the foul.
I thought he'd given the foul against Diaz.
So did I, to be honest with you. But he's given for the early one against Gravenberch. Let's just watch it back. It's on Daniel Munoz. Doesn't catch him there. What?
For diving?
He's never booked him. Has he booked him for diving? Let's just watch that again. He hasn't.
Does he? I mean, well, okay.
I don't think he appeals to the penalty, but he takes a random jump.
Yeah, he does throw himself on the floor.
Yeah, he's been booked, and I can only assume it was for diving because there's no semblance of a foul in there.
Yeah, I just wondered if that was
Darwin Núñez, a braided Darwin Núñez.
Looks like a young Andy Carroll.
Yeah, well, maybe soon too.
Oh yeah, I was yeah.
He's on anyway. He's come on for Dom Szoboszlai. Konate's coming off as well. I assume for
Jota. I think Gravenberch will be going to centre half because Slot just called him.
Yeah,
just called him over there.
Well, it's all out attack. However you want to, because Jota might have to go into the 10.
Yeah,
Szoboszlai, Núñez up top.
I like how as good as Slot's been, and we haven't been losing that many times this year. When we are losing, he does what I did on Football Manager when I was 11, which is to put 5 people in attack and just see what happens.
Yeah, he's definitely gone for that.
Press gung-ho mode and see what happens.
Palace making a couple of changes as well. Ebrite Eze has come off and Deveni is on and Jean-Philippe Mateta has also gone off and Eddie Nketiah has replaced him. Whilst the subs are sort of making their way and getting settled onto the pitch, Super Chat from Raheem says, hypothetically, what would have made a bigger difference today? A pacey fullbacks, a magic 10 or a lethal 9?
I think, well, we haven't, in terms of having a lethal 9, if we had, prime Brazilian Ronaldo, we haven't really been in behind much anyway. Maybe a absolutely lethal 9 scores that Diaz chance where he hit the keeper. I would a magic 10.
You think a magic 10?
I'd love it, a magic 10. Just when you're in, I mean, it's hard when you're playing against a low block like this, especially
a good one, organised.
Yeah, just someone who has, like we saw with that Dom Szoboszlai when he that little reverse pass, someone who's just got that little bit of nous, or to just do something. I've seen McAllister do it actually at points.
I think McAllister's definitely got in his locker. The problem is he does everything else so well.
Yeah,
you take away from a key component. We've seen it in the absence of him recently. Like when he's not in the side, you miss so much. Just having him operate as that guy, that's a great touch from Mo Salah. Just giving him back though. Having him just sacrifice what else he does. Nearly breaks from Mo Salah. I think it's Curtis Jones tries his luck. It's deflected and so
Mo thinks he's
nearly.
onside, doesn't he?
I think he's well onside, to be honest, into the path of Mo. But his touch just gets away from him. He's well on the fella coming back, isn't he? If he'd have got that under control, he'd have been one-on-one with a golden opportunity. And they're showing Jurgen Klopp's reaction to it, and it was essentially the same as ours. The 10, we're probably crying out for that really creative, guile-filled 10.
Yeah.
Because, as you say, Palace have been organised and defensively resolute and all that sort of stuff. But if you do have somebody with just that genius in their boots, then maybe they can make something happen. I must admit, the chance here, just quickly, we'll see how this plays out for Palace. It's going to be Daniel Munoz from the right-hand side to deliver to Alisson Becker's ball easy. I must admit, my first thought, thinking back to the Diaz two chances really, the header and the one you mentioned on the volley. I think if you do have, I hate him, but Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
Likelihood was a big chance here though. Diaz.
I'm assuming that was Trent with that pass because it was such a good pass.
Dean Henderson does really well again, gets out to smother. And Palace are on this open game all of a sudden. We haven't seen much of this for 60 odd minutes, whatever it's been like. That's a poor ball, actually. Liverpool will recover through Curtis and play out. Will we? Put him in trouble there. It's going to be it was Trent. The camera pans it. Let's just watch it back. Trent in acres of space from the right, ball in behind. That's a wonderful ball, He gets there first as well, but Henderson as well.
Yeah, maybe just half a yard too far. I mean, Nunez gets there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He tries to lift it over the keeper.
No. Did you see that?
What?
Klopp's reaction to the pass. What? Oh no, what a ball, he said. Which it was.
I mean, yeah.
It was. Anyway, Dean Henderson thwarts Darwin Núñez. It's a mad scrambling edge of Liverpool area now. It really is. Everyone's there. Like watching under 10s. Palace win it though. There's men at the edge. Why is he unmarked? Oh, Alisson with a big save down low to his right. How has he got so much time in the box? And it's again Alisson's called in. Oh, Jesus.
Did get a bit kids football there, as you say.
What are we doing? Defensively, we've been shambolic today at times. Look, two of them completely on the road. I mean, that's on Trent. As brilliant as he was a minute ago. I was just watching that unfold.
Get him out.
Fucking hell. This game. There we go again.
Is that sparkling water? It is
that
sparkling
is, yeah.
water.
That's why I asked. Yeah, I'm all right with it.
You know what? Maybe it's some sort of like food challenge. I should eat a piece of licorice and wash it down with sparkling water.
It's going to be Gakpo finding room for the shots. Deflected behind for a corner. Oh, Liverpool. Come on. It could be like a bit of a grandstand ending is all I'd say. There's still loads of time left on the clock to do
Joe
it.
Gomez winner.
Oh, yeah.
As I predicted.
That, Will we see him, though? Has he got minutes?
Nah,
Tottenham are losing now, by the way. After the Lord's Mayor show.
Yeah.
For Spurs. Trent's going to take the corner this time. He's going to deliver. He's gone low. Into Salah, who scuffs it. Goalwood's really.
Contact, did he?
Yeah.
It was corner taken cleverly rather than quick.
No, it was. And it needs to be because that invention has been severely lacking from corners. Because you're just going into the area.
That could be a red card.
That could be a red card. That's going to be a red card, I think.
Yeah.
Let's just see. Yeah, the red's out. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's Ryan Gravenberch and he's walking off. It's his touch. He gets his touch all along.
Oh, dear.
We've spoken about his touch all day. He's sent off. He's hanging around to see what the outcome is, but it's just inside a half. It's a clearance, and Gravenberch looks to bring it down, gets it wrong, falls into the path, and tries to compensate for his error, and brings down the Palace attacker, and he's immediately sent off. He was through on goal, Jay. Yeah. It probably is a red card.
Yeah, instinctively when I saw it, because there's... Right, there he is. Oh, yeah. It's a heavy touch. He's losing his foot.
It's Kamara. And Gravenberch, again, he's trying to recover because he knows he's not getting to the ball first. It's right on the halfway line. He's last man by a good 30 yards as well.
Sometimes you get the shouts of, he's 50 yards from goal, but there wasn't a person in sight for Liverpool.
The closest man is a Palace player.
Yeah.
So worst case scenario for Palace,
you can
Kamara squares
it. Yeah.
And it's 2-0. Yeah, that's... Yeah, I think he's bringing on Wataru Endo. He's just signalled to the bench. Endo's literally just appeared on the screen as well. So interesting to see what we do formationally because we've gone all out attack and suddenly we've lost our deepest lying midfielder, stroke makeshift centre.
I was going to say, it'll have to be an attacker, won't it? He won't want to bring Salah off.
Yeah, he's gone Diaz off, Endo on. Big round of applause, big reception for Luis Diaz. For the season he's had, could have been a different story today for him as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
And this is turning into a bit of a mess.
Yeah, it's...
And also, annoyingly, the worst part about it'll probably be a one-game ban because it's not...
Yeah, it's not...
Violent conduct or anything like that. 1 or 2, I can't quite...
Would that include the Community Shield?
is a good question. I hope so.
Yeah,
because fine
against Palace.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
That's the lesser of the evils.
If you get sent off in the Community Shield, you're banned in the Premier League.
I would have thought you're not going to miss the next Community Shield. I should domestic competitions apply. Yeah, I would have thought it would be. It won't be a 3-game ban, I'm sure.
No, I think
because it's not violent conduct. It's just a professional foul.
Red, but it's
I think he does slip a little bit to this point as well. By the way,
Everton have scored against Newcastle.
That is not meant to be happening. I did 1 or 2-game ban. I'm absolutely certain it won't be 3 though, because we've just let the ball run away, and that's a foul as well. No, it's not. We're playing on. Okay, Sam, whatever.
Ref's going for the vibes, isn't he?
He might be. He won't miss the first 3 games next season, though. I think he'll miss a couple, and one of them will probably be the Community Shield as well. Liverpool have won it back well. This is going to be some finish now if we're going to win this. Mo Salah, go!
Ooh.
Went for the little Trivela outside the boot into the area, cleared behind by Chris Richards.
Well, we actually played some very good stuff against Fulham with 10 men at home.
We did. Andy Robertson sent off, wasn't he?
Maybe this is the kick up the bum that they've needed.
Possibly. We shall see. I mean, to be fair to us, I think we've played okay. I know that sounds foolish, and people will hate me for saying it, but I think we've played all right. It's been the final parts, the final third that haven't clicked at all. The had chances we mentioned, the corners have been, lacking danger. It's fair to say. Palace has defended really well, and this is, that's a good ball though. Picks up a lovely little pocket of space there. And we're going to play through Salah. That's not on that pass. We're going to get a corner from it. We look for Endo. He just was never really on. He was asking a lot. And it was well read by Jefferson Lerma as well. He's been quite impressive today. Just into the final 20 minutes now. Another Liverpool corner. We must have had fucking umpteen of these by this point. Trent's going to deliver again. I mean, it'd be very Liverpool to win it late like this, wouldn't it? Get a couple. Virgil is on the move. Trent delivers again. Yet another. I may as well fucking put myself in a little repeat at this point. Get Ed Sheeran's little thing that he does, because it's just a Palace head. Trent shifts it onto his left and delivers. This time it's Liverpool header, but it's straight up and harmlessly behind for another Liverpool corner. There must have been deflection on it. I was waiting because it looked like Liverpool wanted the corner, and they have been given it. I just want us to fucking score.
Yeah,
honest to God. Here we go. Let's see.
Darwin's got a master plan here. He's whispering something to Cody Gakpo.
Well, fuck me. On this comment, we advertised for a set piece coach last summer, because I remember speaking to somebody, a set piece coach, about it, and sort of the pros of getting one, basically, and what they bring to the table. And actually, I found out during the interview he'd applied for the job, didn't get it because no one got it. We give it to a guy who'd been brought into something else. I think we need a set piece coach, and I know, we've won the league. I'm fully aware of that. But when it comes to fine margins and when it comes to maximising what you've got, we're good from them. We're not great. Look what Arsenal were able to do, Brentford, etc. It's going to be cleared again. That might go for a corner, will it? It's going to spin behind for a corner. Look at that. But I just think there's another area we can improve, personally. I really do.
I think when it's the team you watch all the time, I always thought for years, we're terrible at corners. But then you'd see, about 3 or 4 years ago, we were always at top of the attacking corner stats.
Yeah. Mainly just because Virgil's immense.
Yeah.
There's no real invention or creativity to a lot of what we do.
We have fallen off a little bit in terms of the attacking corners this season, certainly.
We tried that one, which we did a minute ago, towards the pen spot. We've done that a couple of times. Flicked on this time. Oh, that's a better delivery. That's more to that.
I'm a bit... Curtis.
We've given it away in another dangerous position.
Steve McMahon.
It's a 3-on-2,
not
actually.
Not eating his words.
That's a dreadful ball. A dangerous situation is completely ruined by a horrendous Ismail Assar switch. He was looking for the run of Will Hughes and he got it all wrong.
That was like 20 yards ahead of where it should have been.
He saved Curtis Jones's blushes, to be honest.
Yeah,
Salah's going to pick up that.
Salah.
Do him, Mo. Get round him. You've done it. No, you haven't. Tyreek Mitchell does well, actually. Keeps it alive,
Mitchell,
though.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
Is he going on a free, I think?
Is he? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Solid left-back option for someone if he is, mate. I'm telling you now.
Good ball by Robbo.
Set it.
Go on.
Chance. Oh, he scuffed it out the line. Oh, is that Robbo?
I think it was
on the
Jota.
Yeah. Oh, Diogo, he's got that all wrong. Oh, Diogo, he makes clean contact that might be 1-1, but he doesn't.
Shot happened in slow motion. I thought, he scuffed it wide and it actually hit the post.
We'll watch it back in a minute. This game's gone a bit. That's a push. It's a foul.
Booking for Will Hughes here. Come on, ref.
It's a foul, ref.
Send him off, ref.
Let's just watch it back.
Great ball.
That's a great ball, actually, yeah. And he's done exactly the right thing. Sets it. It's a terrible contact. And see ya. That's nice. Straight at Dean Henderson, though. Gakpo does lovely out on the left-hand side. Leaves 2 men for dead. Look at this. Bye, boys.
Yeah.
And then... just the cross is straight at the keeper. Yet Newcastle are currently outside the top 5.
Wow.
Thanks to Everton, of course, beating them. So as it stands, Newcastle will not be playing Champions League football next season, which may well allow a football club, possibly Liverpool, to test the water on a certain Alexander Isak. Let's wait and see. There's still a few minutes to go, obviously. In every game, Salah's getting manhandled. Ref, for fuck's sake.
He normally is.
It's just, free kick given eventually. And Liverpool will have another opportunity potentially to put the ball in the box from a decent old distance out this time, though. Forest are also obviously getting beat, and Newcastle. So, 2 teams who, certainly in Forest's case, 5-6 weeks ago, looked dead set, nailed on for Champions League.
Yeah.
Are currently not getting it. I'm quite surprised at Newcastle as well. They seem to bounce out of that Carabao Cup win with real sort of, oomph and motivation and buoyancy to go and do it, but they haven't. They fell off just of late. Trent delivers anyway. It's a good ball. It's good. Just gets no contact on it. Was it Darwin or? We're looking at Trent for some reason now. Let's just watch it back again. It's a great ball. They're all onside. Yeah, they're all well onside.
Oh no.
Mo Salah was the first one. Just gets no contact on it with a header at all. And it's clear Liverpool have got to throw in now. Oh, this has been a frustrating second half. Really frustrating second half. Palace on the break again now. Darwin done well. He's tracked back in what, let's be honest, could be his last appearance for the football club as well. Is more likely to be leaving, you would imagine. Eddie Hardy's his better second half. Yeah, it's a bit much of a muchness for me, I must admit. I'm trying, Josh. I'm desperately trying. This whole event was supposed to be just get us to the trophy lift. Liverpool made it far more fucking difficult than it needed to be, by the way. Being half shit, losing and now being down to 10 men. Winning the game would have been a far more enjoyable experience, but here we go. I'll deal with this attack.
Trent again.
And then I'll deal... Yeah, he's fucking pulling strings out there now all of a sudden.
Shit passed by Jota.
I'm not going to comment on Diogo Jota.
Yeah.
No, leave it. Willister... I can't say that surname. I'm so sorry. Willister Kerniawan with a super chat. Thank you very much. Which would I prefer? Losing the final game of the champion or win the final game but lost the league by 1 point? Well, I mean,
there you go.
Don't need to answer that.
No, it's. I was going to say it's like. I don't think it's a serious question.
It's rhetorical, isn't it? There's a laughing face at the end.
Yeah.
So I assume he is joking, and I think he's just telling all the people that are really negative in the chat.
Yeah.
Everyone chill the fuck out.
Well,
Sad.
Will Astor, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. We got another chat here from one of our members. Thank you so much. Thanks for a great season, Redmen TV. And my highlight was getting to see Liverpool against Brighton in November at Anfield. Won't forget that Salah winner. Absolutely. My pleasure. Our pleasure, I should say. Thank you very much for being a member. Thank you very much for getting involved all season long. I'm speaking as if, when the season stopped, we all just go home for 6 months and we come back in it, but that's not the case at all. We literally wall to wall from here on out. But it's all good. We love it. We absolutely love it because we love this football club. Is that a foul? No, he's not giving that. Van Dijk's telling him to get the fuck up as well. So we'll play on.
I think Gravenberch was on a booking anyway, wasn't he?
Oh shit! But that was a straight red, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Forgot about that bucket. That was literally moments earlier as well.
Yeah.
For diving. Not the greatest game line Graham had. Shit, yeah. He'll miss the Community Shield, we think. Adam, by the way, that's a foul as well, but yeah, he's given it. We think he missed the Community Shield. But yeah, he'd been booked. And we'd spoken a bit about his looseness in possession today. And that was evidence of it.
Yeah.
Really. And then he compounds the issue by obviously diving it or sliding in, if you like. So the second there's been a goal somewhere, 2-0 Man City. No one cares about Man City. Hawks. I've been waiting for you. Where have you been all my life? Stroke for the past hour and a half. Thanks again for another year of bringing together communities to make a great season even better. Enjoy the break and the endless transfer speculation. Cheers, Redmen. Now, Hawks, thank you. I've said thank you to a lot of people today, but let me tell you now, nobody deserves it more than you, my friend. Thanks as ever for all support.
He is the one and only. You good?
I get it.
You get you just don't like it.
No, it was all right. I thought I'd just let it breathe.
I don't know if Hawks himself will get that reference.
I imagine you can't have the name Hawks and not have had a lifetime of...
I don't know if he made much of a splash in America or Chesney.
Really?
Do you reckon?
That song splashed, mate.
Do you reckon?
Big time.
Let us know in the chat.
Don't worry about the splash.
Chesney,
the Hawks, as I was saying, thank you so much.
Who was bigger in America, Robbie Williams or Chesney Hawks?
Did Robbie not really crack America? No.
People say that because I saw something the other day. It was like, who are the celebrities that are massive in Britain and no one outside of Britain has heard of? And number one was Robbie Williams,
really,
but that's not true.
I thought he did all right over there personally.
Because
I mean, She's the One is a fucking belter. Everyone always goes Angels, but Man United are beating Villa.
Oh, so that's good news for Newcastle.
Ruben Amorim saving his job right there with that win. They might finish like 16th now or something. So, yeah.
You know what we need to keep an eye on?
Go on.
Are we better than Man United and Everton combined?
The real quiz, as you said earlier.
Yeah, they've. You know what?
Regardless of points, can I just say yeah?
Well, we were on points. We were ahead of them for about 36 game weeks, as they say. But they've got their act together in recent weeks, so they're currently on 90. The two, we're on 83. So
both of them winning today doesn't.
That's a 6 point swing.
It's a 6 point swing.
Well, it's a 9 point swing given that we're losing.
Yeah.
You know,
bastards. Forget the trophy lift. Cancel it. Cancel the parade. Put the roads back open.
Yeah.
Forget it. I'm just going to town instead. I'm going to have a Nando's. The Palace nearly sprung another counter there. Robbie Williams was big here. He doesn't know who Hawks was, though. Is it Chesney?
Chesney. I tell you what, again, going back to my Italian colleagues that I used to work with in London, I mentioned Robbie Williams, and they all went, Rude Box. And I was like, Rude Box?
They were just talking to you.
Yeah.
No, hang on. That is not how you associate
exactly. And I was like, that was like his most ridiculous panned song of all time. But that apparently was big in Italy. Over like took his Angels off. And all. That was Rock DJ.
But Rock DJ, that was a bit mad.
Yeah. Rude Box was the...
There's a chance here for Palace, by the way. Deal with that. Well done. Good back post defending for Andy Robertson. I was going to say something. There was a recent sort of Chesney Hawks phenomenon. Like the kids were down with, I can't remember that, but he became a thing again. He became relevant again. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah. Well, that TikTok's mad for that because there's Natasha Bedingfield who sang at the Radio
Burnley,
1 thing on.
Sorry, I was in a different lane then. She did a Burnley promotion party in the change rooms as well. Did you see? Unwritten went off.
Exactly. Off. So that's a 20-year-old song, and like. It somehow got big on TikTok. So she's singing it to people who are 35 to 40 and plus who remember it. And loads of kids who are like, yes, we love Natasha Bedingfield. It's bizarre how all of this plays out now, what with the algorithm.
That's the TikTok world for you.
Yeah.
Trent's lost out. And...
I was going to say Trent.
He still got it.
Go on, Endo.
Well done, Watari. You want something solving.
Yeah.
Get
Jota comes away with it.
And get it. He's gone big and long.
Follow that up.
Yes, here we go, Salah.
Go on, Darwin.
Touch was a little bit off. Is there any space on the other side here, Darwin?
Go on,
Darwin. At the end of it. Crosses deep.
Good ball.
What is that? Good Salah? Yeah! It's 1-1. Mohamed Salah gets the goal. It's deflected and in. And he salutes the cop. Now we're talking. 1-1. Volleys it back towards the centre circle. Game on. Jurgen Klopp's up. Big beaming smile. Mo Salah gets his goal. And it's been coming. It is finally broken kindly in the box, a Liverpool player. And of course, Jay, of course, is Mohamed Salah on the end of it.
Of course. You know what? I should have backed myself because I was just about to say when the ball, Núñez loses the ball, I was just about to say, Núñez is good in these situations. And I didn't say it. It's actually a very good cross.
Does he mean to head it back to him? Or does he get the head of a goal all
Gakpo
long?
gets up big.
Let's see. He's heading the goal there. I think he's heading the goal.
I don't know.
Mate, he's going for goal.
It goes off the
side of his head. It's
a little scissor kick finish there from Mo. If it shaves Curtis Jones's hair, so I don't know if Jones gets the assist for that or what. Anyway, Mo Salah. He still needs another.
Well, that's
another goal and another 2 assists.
Yeah, that's 29 goals now in the Premier League for Mo Salah. Just
so I think he's joined
remarkable season.
Top with this. Is it Andy Cole who's got the record?
Yes, for the longer. Yeah. Another goal to add to the ridiculous tally of Mohamed Salah. And 1-1, game on. Still time to play. There you go. Race for the golden boot. Behave yourselves. Here we go. Chance here. Gakpo again.
Ooh.
Oh, deflected behind from another Liverpool corner.
Liverpool coming alive after 83 minutes.
Finishing strong. Finishing very, very strong. I can't get over that Gakpo head of me.
It comes off the side of it, almost like his temple. Almost. Oh, here we go. Elliott's on. Corner taken quickly.
Very attacking change. Going to be Salah again.
Come on, Mo.
Shifts it. Just into the path of Dean Henderson, who collects anybody. Yeah, Slot is very much going for the win here. Elliott for Robertson. And Anfield is bouncing by all accounts as well, as we look to nick, hopefully, a late winner and finish the season in a little bit of style, a little bit of swagger, and befitting of the Premier League champions. Because as much as we all sit here and say no one gives a shit, we all want Liverpool to win games. There was a chance. Just evades the attacker. And Alisson gleefully takes the ball into his incredibly attractive arms. He's a good-looking fella.
I love his hair like this as well. He's
good-looking fella.
No, can't add to that really.
No. Right.
A few handsome lads on our side these days, haven't we?
Yeah, Sobbo, probably the one.
McAllister for me as well.
Really,
I think he's.
Not so much. Right. Not to say he's not, but not Sobbo levels. Really, it's 3-1 now, West Ham Ipswich, if anyone cares.
We've got different taste in men. You're not really seeing it with Pattinson. I'm not. To be fair, I'm not too much either. You're not really seeing it with McAllister either.
No, not really.
I mean, if he turns into his dad, look, Jordan Henderson is there.
Jordan Henderson's there, fresh from celebrating Sunderland's promotion to the Championship, which, by the way, for what it's worth, I am delighted about. Mainly because it's not Sheffield United. I've seen that recently. I'm so bored of that. And Chris Wilder's a fucking grumpy bastard as well.
He is.
Couldn't be asked for that, like. Right, let's see. Can we find an opportunity to win it? Who would be the most fitting, not Joe Gomez, who would be the most fitting goal scorer right now on the pitch to win it?
Is it Trent or is it?
Wow.
I mean, it'd be in terms of like narrative, in terms of like, do you know what I mean? I don't know about necessarily fitting, but like, in terms of like, ooh, that's a story.
Yeah, in terms of like, if you're like a headline writer, or a journalist, full stop, it's defo Trent, but not fitting.
Not in terms of like.
It's Salah, by the way.
Yeah.
I never answered. Don't fucking call me in. It's Salah. Yeah, because he gets his 30th Premier League goal for a kickoff.
Yeah,
he's the man who's fired us to this Premier League. It's Salah. It's just Salah all day long. Ali's a shout though.
He did come into my mind. That's a
free kick. Yeah, we'll take that, ref. Thank you. Yeah, Mo Salah for me all day long. All day long, it's Mo Salah. It's a story. And again, he deserves it. He absolutely deserves it.
I mean, Van Dijk could be nice. I mean, I'd love an Endo goal. I can't see it. I'd like an Elliott goal because I just like Elliott.
Yeah.
Like, there are people...
Darwin will be interesting. Darwin will be interesting. Like, probably people have said Darwin now. Most people are saying Salah, inevitably. Because Salah is the answer, ultimately. It's like, who's the best player in the Premier League this season without Mo Salah? I think we're in that territory here, aren't we, for this question? Like, big long ball, but straight at Chris Richards, who heads clear into Harvey. Oh, that was nice idea by Harvey Elliott. He went with the early ball into Mo, but he's been turned in the middle of the pitch, by the way. And Palace now on the attack. Well, that is a fucking abysmal pass, that is. And Liverpool pick it back up again. What was he thinking there? He gives away a foul. Daniel Munoz, I think, is a decent right back. That's one of the worst passages of football I've ever seen. Good Lord.
Been in a few teams of the season.
Good player. Very good player. That wasn't.
No.
That was less good. Diane Butler's excited for the trophy lift now. Yeah, you and me both. I've been excited for all day. Just be nice. Just be nice to get this winner as well. We are heading into stoppage time. Don't know how much we're playing. Is that 5? Yeah, 5 minutes. Pen for Man United as well. They're going to win 2-0 by the looks of it.
Comeback starts here for them.
Yeah, all the best, lads. Crack on. Surprised at Villa, though. Must admit. Very surprised at Villa. Come on. It's a poor ball again. And now Palace can break. It's very end-to-end all of a sudden. Don't give that foul. Well done. Thank you. Come on, one chance, Reds. Someone's got to fucking engage him, though. Waltz into midfield with the ball. You can hear Anfield now.
Yeah, it's just about coming through.
It's just started ramping up a little bit, hasn't it? You can just tell. Just a touch. That's a poor. Come on, just hoofed clear. And helped. He went the wrong way. Gambled like, oh, fucking hell.
Follow it up.
Get Wirtz on. Yeah. Be a blessing, like. It would be a blessing. Somebody mentioned bringing Joe Gomez on. I can only assume he's not been ready for any minutes. I know he missed a large chunk of football as well. I think putting him on the bench has just been a gesture, really, the past couple of games. Getting him back around the lads before whatever the summer entails for him, whether he leaves or not, he definitely deserves a send-off. It'd be interesting, actually, in terms of, like, post-match here, because we'll hopefully find a win, like I say, next few minutes, but part of the post-match celebrations or whatever, we'll Alisson Becker's done really well.
Nice.
Really well. Oh, that was touch and go. To see what some of the players do. Some of the ones we're not sure about in terms of their futures, how they respond to the fans and whether it's waving goodbye, because Keller is obviously in that boat. Harvey Elliott maybe as well a little bit. That's going to be another interesting little tale from this. But as it is, Mo Salah's been told to hang on.
There's a lot of amateur body language expert stuff happens in these kind of scenarios, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's funny because there's like, again, back to this debate with some of my mates of how many will they bring in? I didn't think there was any chance of Diaz leaving, and I still think it's a very long shot, but then you see Deco saying, oh, we like him and all this, and that, Gomez, and I think...
Get hold of it. Just evades him.
If they let Joe Gomez go, I think they'd be justified as much as I do like him as a player and what I know of him as a person.
Oh, 100%. Get that. Well done. Your touch is wrong though. You fucking Liverpool creating their own downfall again here, and there's a ball into the box. A big chance for Powell. Save. That was a gold opportunity for Eddie Nketiah. But Alisson wheels it out, and Liverpool are on a break now through Mo Salah. Let's go, Mo. What's that?
Jesus Christ.
That's a dreadful ball. Anyway, I'll just deal with the super chat before I can't anymore, because we are heading towards full time, of course. Ice T says, just want to thank you, ladies and gents, for the tremendous work you've done this season. Palace on the attack. Let me deal with that. Poor effort wide. It was wonderful to see you guys in Philly last summer. You guys have made the ride home from work while a match day outstanding. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Again, thank you for that. Thank you for all the support all year long. It's much appreciated because none of this would happen without you guys. So thank you. Thank you as well to Diane for the members chat, and you've been a wonderful supporter all season long. Liverpool
week
and
in,
Anfield.
Week out, Diane, isn't she?
Oh, absolutely,
Just,
stalwart of Redmen TV. Yeah, here more than me, which is fucking saying something, let me tell you. Anfield is alive.
There we go.
Regardless of current scoreline, Anfield is alive. Jurgen Klopp's on his feet, clapping. Can we just bombard the chat now with this sort of shit, please? A combination of however you feel fit. Just give it to me. Let's have it. Yeah, let's have it. I want nothing but joy, unbridled joy from this moment on. We've had our negativity, we've had our moans, we've had our this is a bit shit, we've had our shouldn't we be doing better, do we want to win? Fucking forget all that.
Yeah.
Liverpool are Premier League
champions.
Losing. No, who gives a shit? Regardless, we could be losing 8-0 right now. I want to forget it all.
Yeah.
Liverpool are Premier League champions, okay? Let's enjoy that. Let's embrace that. And not only are we Premier League champions, we are literal moments away from watching that become a proper reality by Virgil van Dijk lifting up the Premier League trophy into midair. Anfield's enjoying it. Let's do the same, okay? Most successful club in England, biggest club in world football, the club I adore, the club you adore, the club we all adore. Let's just adore them for the next 10, 15 minutes, whatever it is, whatever it takes, okay? Thank you. I will not be bringing up a single negative comment.
FSG out. No.
It's full time, done.
There we
dusted. 1-1. Not the high we all wanted, but who gives a shit? Yeah. Liverpool are Premier League champions. Whew. Jay, let's forget that this season. What a season. Arne Slot's first. The trepidation, the fears that we had about coming in and replacing Jurgen Klopp and following what that looked like. What a job he's done.
Yeah, so impressed with him. I was impressed. I even, I remember his first interview. It's ironic actually because we finished on a very similar amount. Did we get 82 points last season? And we're on 84 now? 83. Anyway, he came and he was speaking to the was it Peter McDowell, and he said, we got 82 points. That's good, but we need to do better to beat City and to beat Arsenal. And as soon as I saw that, I thought, right, okay. And there wasn't. He was obviously saying, I'm pleased to be here, but there wasn't this like, oh, this is my absolute dream. I am just so over. Like, he wasn't like, I'm a competition winner. He's like, yeah, I deserve to be here. Mm-hmm. I'm a good manager. I've had success in my short career as a manager so far. We're Liverpool. Every single press conference, there's something about, early on it was like, oh, are the players going to be really pleased with the good start? It's like, we're Liverpool. We expect to be top of the league. We expect to be top of the league in November. We expect to be top of the league at Christmas. All through the season, he has set this. I think most of I've heard loads of people say similar. I thought top 4. It's ended up being top 5. Has got Champions League football, but Champions League place. Get to a cup fight, hopefully win a League Cup or an FA Cup, or try and do well in the Champions League. That'll do me. Consolidate, and he's just had none of it. He's come in. Yeah, all right. City have fallen off big time. Arsenal have had injuries, but we had injuries last season, and we still made a better fist of it than them. I would say, barring the end of last season. So impressed with Slot. Oh, Trent's having a little cry now. He's hugging Allison. It's all over, mate.
Yeah, he's hugging Slot now, the manager. He was talking to Harvey Elliott a minute ago, and Curtis Jones came over. Yeah, he's
he's all right.
Clearly emotional.
Yeah.
Callagher now embracing him. Dom's about to follow. Yeah, they're in front of the Annie Road end of the minute. Actually, they'll make their way down to the cop moment. So you can see the red smoke in the air just behind them, actually, from flares and what have you. Yeah, it's going to be an emotional 10-15 minutes, this, I would imagine. Van Dijk is giving Anfield its applause, and rightfully so as well, because Anfield's played its part all season long. When called upon, has delivered time and time again. I've been fortunate enough to be inside the stadium on numerous occasions this season when I haven't been here, and it's just been boss, as it always is. Yeah, that's it. Done. Another season. Liverpool, Premier League champions. Can't always say that, can we? Now we'll just wait and see how it all unfolds, see what Liverpool have got in store for us. Obviously, we know the formalities of the trophy lift and the celebrations thereafter, but what else is a plan? You know what I mean? We don't know what it looks like, so let's wait and see. The stewards have lined up pretty much either side of the centre circle. Liverpool players are making their way off now. Arne Slot saluting and waving up to, I assume, his family. Jurgen's giving a big old wave back to somebody there. Not sure who. Trent's walking off now, head down, very emotional. I know people won't give a shit, but that is the case.
Yeah.
And yeah, they are heading off into the changing rooms. I assume they'll come back out, probably having got changed into something more befitting of the occasion. And yeah, we'll wait and see. Oh, Jay, this is it. This is it.
Looking forward to this.
Yeah, I'm going to see if they come out with the plinth, and we'll have you now. Let's just quickly round up what happened elsewhere in the Premier League, shall we? There's still a couple of games ongoing, actually, but we'll quickly have a quick look at the scores. Bournemouth beat Leicester 2-0. Man City are currently beating Fulham 2-0, but that game, I can't imagine, has got very long left to run. West Ham beat Ipswich 3-1. Obviously, we know we drew 1-1. United beat Villa 2-0, and perhaps one of the surprises of the day, the other one being Everton beating Newcastle United 1-0. Chelsea beat Forest. Arsenal come back in the end to beat Southampton 2-1. Spurs were battered by Brighton 4-1. And Wolves drew 1-1 with Brentford. And that all means, again, a couple of games are still going on, but the top five, Newcastle have snuck their way back in there on goal difference. I can know it's goal difference, they're well ahead on that. Anyway, they're not in it. Oh, here they are. Liverpool won the league, obviously, as we know. Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, Newcastle in 5th, and Villa in 6th as it stands. And that means Nottingham Forest will be finishing the season in 7th, and they were literally second for ages and ages, and then they were 3rd for ages, and now all of a sudden they're nowhere near it. What's just happened there, by the way, with Sky? Can we try and resolve that? Because that isn't great timing.
No.
At all. Let me try and fix the telly while speaking to you all. Why has it just gone off? Okay. I'll try and fix that. Jay, do you mind speaking to some people for a moment for me?
Yeah.
Speak up, whatever you so wish. I'll bring us some chats.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll see if I can fix the telly, because that wasn't part of the plan at all.
Let's have a little look.
Let's see what we've got.
A little look at
nice to see Benitez there. How would you like to deal with that?
I mean, I haven't seen him on the coverage, but always nice to see Rafa.
He's been in town, has he? Istanbul celebrations going on.
He's got a house on the Wirral, hasn't he?
He hasn't moved. At the Everton gig for him, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah. Again, you know what? Has that affected your view of him in any way, him going to Everton?
No,
didn't
maybe
me
because
at
it was
all.
shite there. And we beat him when he was there, so no, it didn't bother me in the slightest. What's Joe?
Let's get our technical support in.
Thank you.
We have lost.
We've lost television, which is terrible timing, I think it's fair to say. Whilst we try an attempt to fix that, I will dive back into the chat.
Some conciliatory messages for Trent.
There's a lot of that going on. There's the opposite of that as well, I think it's fair to say.
Any snake emojis?
No, we've had a couple of similar things. Thank you, Trent. You've been a legend. Farewell and don't cry as you sit here.
Yeah.
The European Cup. I cried when I saw Trent second season run. He's done that. We only finished 10 points ahead of Arsenal. Well done, Arsenal. Well done, Arsenal, indeed. Yeah. On the, again, I said I want to be totally positive, but it would have been nice ultimately to get the win and to get over the line that way.
Yeah.
But again, it makes no odds. That Anfield crowd now, it makes 0 odds to them in terms of what happened there.
Yeah. No, the scenes that we're going to see in the ground and outside the ground, people aren't going to be going, put the flares away. We didn't draw. We didn't win the game. We only.
Well, Sky's not working full stop.
We only drew the game.
Yeah.
There we go, Joe.
Sorry, Joe. Technical.
Joe's coming to sort it out now.
It's difficult to talk to you guys while I was also trying to sort that. Just move things around. I don't know why it went off in the first place, to be honest with you. Anyway, as you were saying.
Yeah, the result isn't going to affect. I mean, look, as I said before the game, I'd have liked us to have won a few more games since we sealed the league, but it's part of the benefit of winning the league in April, Dan, is that you can be a bit off it. I believe there was a season I don't know if it was 84 or there was a season in the mid 80s where they won the league early, and I think they lost 5 in a row or something like that at the end of the season. So that was that was when the players really were on the ale big time. After so it has happened. There is precedent
There's
for
loads of times we've done this, by the way. Like honestly, everyone thinks this because we haven't seen Liverpool win the league often in recent years.
No.
So people think, well, hang on, why the fuck's this? Okay, why we fell off a cliff immediately after securing the title? It's Liverpool teams in generations and years gone by have done this countless times, and it's not because like they want to or they do think job's done. Like I said, it's just psychologically something just goes from you, and you go, it's hard to really get up for this in the same way that if you've still got like a European Cup final on the horizon, then maybe, well done. Maybe in that instance you can be like, do you know what, actually we've still got to fight for something, we've still got to train properly and give the same levels of dedication, etc, etc, etc. However, none of those things have been true for this particular Liverpool team, and we have coverage back.
There we go.
I'll be honest with you, I was just padding for time there because that was fucking terrifying. Why did the telly randomly go? Like, Joe was behind the telly. I thought for a second he was going to come in and do that thing, you know, when like your nan says, "I can't work this," and you come in and you press a button, and you go, "Well, now it's." I thought it was going to be me nan for a minute there.
Yeah,
but Joe was literally behind the telly, plugging wires back in.
It's scary. Like that's like.
Didn't like that.
That's creeping up on me. That these modern remotes with loads of buttons on. Sometimes you sit there and you're like, "What am I pressing? What am I pressing here? Where's guide? I want guide. Do I need to press AV?"
Whatever it was. The whole reason we've been here today is to watch the trophy lift.
Yes, and that was being threatened there for a second, wasn't it?
In serious doubt for a minute there. And I was not a happy human being.
I actually think it was the weather.
What happened?
Is it still hailing outside?
Is it still bad out there? Yeah. Apparently it was the weather.
I actually think it was.
At least it was out of my control, because honestly, I swear I thought you would just come in and say, "You fucking dick, just turn it on." But then when you would be out, I was like, oh. Anyway.
We're in some sort of weird microclimate where it's horrible here, and it's not that horrible at Anfield.
The end of days out there before when a pop.
At half time, it was terrible, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, didn't get much better second half, to be fair. Anyway, we celebrate now. We can relax now. We can party now. And yeah, we can enjoy what is about to unfold in front of our very eyes inside, importantly, a packed Anfield. Because, again, we've discussed it many, many times. As joyous as the COVID season was, as people like to dub it, it wasn't this. It's the end of days here in L19C. It's getting around. We're L24, so we're not a million miles away. But yeah, it's this is going to be it, man. This is going to be it. This is going to be everything, and I just absolutely cannot wait to watch it.
Even that, I remember watching Jordan Henderson do his little seagull steps and giving the Premier League and giving it to whoever, and then was Divock still there at the time? Like, all these people like, oh, and he's having a go, and and I was like, that was nice enough in a stadium, an empty stadium that only had, journalists and a few staff and all that. Like that was still a great moment, just getting to see the players have that joyful moment of lifting that trophy. But now, this is proper, isn't it? This is
just a word on Mo Salah. I know we've done bits of it along the way really today as well, but that's an absolutely mind-blowing season. That is, like, honestly, the numbers. Obviously, scores again today. He could have had a couple of assists there as well. He was desperate to have an impact. Does not quite enough to win the game, but he ends the season, Premier League season alone, that is, with 29 goals and 18 assists. People, and he probably will argue, he should have been more based on how long ago he had those numbers on the board. Like, he will have been desperate to break the 30 and the 20 without a single shadow of a doubt. But mate, that is phenomenal. Liverpool, to a man, have been brilliant this season. Every time anyone's been asked, they've been exceptional. That's unparalleled, that.
Yeah, and if we see, we're going to get at least another 2 years of him. The assists creeping up, because he was, he was called a selfish player and stuff like that. And I think there have been times in the past where you thought he should have squared it there.
Mainly when Sadio Mane was there. But
you can never blame him, because his goal scoring has always been so good. But even if he scores 19 goals next season, which is very good, if his assists keep up like this, he's still worth his weight in gold in the team.
Sorry, just some rare dressing room footage.
Very unusual to see.
We're
this,
inside
actually.
Liverpool changes. We only really get this on special occasions. When Klopp obviously left and give his parting speech to the lads, and now we're seeing. I think we're seeing Arne Slot's speech. We can't hear it. I'll try and change that if possible. We won't be able to hear it through you, but we'll try and relay some of it if possible. Yeah, Slot's just crediting the backroom staff now, and he's just called it an amazing season, naturally. Big round of applause for everybody involved. The players are all getting along with that as well and clapping. Mo Salah's out on the pitch now with his family too, so it looks like the players are re-emerging for the aftermatch celebrations. He'll get his own personal accolades as well, I imagine, including the Golden Boot, of course. Another Golden Boot to add to Mo Salah's collection. Yeah, as you're saying, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal season. Just getting better and better. Big hug for Ian Rush now. A man whose goal scoring record he admitted this week he would never catch, which is fair because it's
there we go.
He's top scorer by a country mile. Best
he's over 100 away, isn't he, Mo?
Rush was just goals, man. Just pure goals.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And big, smiles and a big picture for Salah. Kisses the Golden Boot. Look at that.
Lovely.
There's the image. There's the image right there. And looks like there's player of the season. Got his player
that's a playmaker.
Oh, playmaker, of course. He has assist awards as well. There
he's
going to
be
playmaker award. Look at him.
He's going to be trophy laden today.
Look at him.
And is he going to get the players player? Or
he got that, didn't he? He's got that. The football writers,
he's already received that.
Yeah, and he got the Premier League one as well yesterday, I think. So if he had all four with him, plus the Premier League trophy, done all right, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done all right. Still getting pictures with Rushy. What a man. Look at him. I mean, speak about delivering. Speaking about sticking to your words as well, because last season, we know Mo Salah took to social media to say, like, this isn't good enough, we expect more, we need to do better, etc. Fucking man of his word delivers yet again.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that in tandem with Slot, we've seen, the main men, really, him and Virgil, the ones who've done it all before, set the example and say,
The
right.
kids are stealing the trophies now, sorry.
There we go.
The kids have got hold of a trophy to playmaker and the Golden Boot. Looks quite heavy to playmaker. She's to keep hold of that. It's a big old trophy, like. It is double, treble the size, probably the playmaker one, and Salah's gone and back now. Back to their rightful owner. Salutes the cop with them. Raise aloft. He's headed back into the changing room. Let's see what's going back inside the dressing room.
Oh.
Freed from desire. Of course it's freed from desire.
Yeah.
The champagne's out as well. Here we go. Free from desire.
There you go.
Now we're talking.
I was having a discussion about the Gala's royalties for this. Apparently got screwed over, did
they, yeah?
Gala. But and I've since re-recorded it anyway, because we were wondering, like, how much... This is getting played all the time now. So, like, you think, they'll be expecting a bit of
it's all over the place,
bit of Wonga for this.
Yeah.
But
Anfield is absolutely packed, as you could well imagine. It's a sea of red and white as well, which is just a fucking glorious sight, to be honest. Exactly how Anfield should be, certainly on days like today. Jurgen hasn't gone anywhere, naturally.
No.
Desperate to see this trophy lift. Do you think he'll be on the parade tomorrow?
Well, he said... like on the bus.
Yeah, on the bus. He said he's going to mix with the fans.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. As much as I'd love to see it, it's just not feasible.
You couldn't get it, like, you just couldn't get anywhere, could you? Like,
No, he'd be mobbed.
Yeah.
I was at the Van Dijk mural the other day when he turned up, and I'll be honest, there wasn't enough security there. Simple.
Yeah.
I'll say it how it is. It was chaos. And that's granted, the captain of the football club, so a big deal. But Klopp back in Liverpool, that'd be mad, mate.
Yeah.
Not a chance. Man City qualify for Champions League is the banner across there. Chelsea as well. No one cares. Literally no one gives a shit. We're all just waiting for the champions now, and we're waiting for the champions to come out and lift the trophy aloft. Oh, come on. What a season. What a season. No one cares about any of the other stuff. Let's just get us out there. Let's get the trophy lifted. Let's get the medals round the necks. Federico Chiesa with his Premier League medal.
Yeah.
And we can all move on with our lives. That's what we want. They've completely focused on Jurgen. I guess that's always the thing, isn't it?
This is partly with my thing, like...
About the parade as well.
In being on the bus, I mean, I don't think Slot feels threatened by him, and they seem to have this quite nice cordial atmosphere. And you know, Klopp did the good thing of passing the torch and all that, and it's not like Red or Dead, you know, which I did go and see in the end. Yeah,
excellent,
very good. Yeah, but I don't know. I know he said before we even won the league, like, oh, if they do it, I'd like to be involved in some way. I just feel like it's a lot for him to be like on the like. Was him and Slot going to be like, woo? You know what I mean? Like,
I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. Absolutely, I do. But...
I don't think Slot feels threatened by him, but I don't know. I don't know.
So just
should we get Rafa on?
Yeah,
Kenny on? Do you know?
It's different. I get what you mean, but it's different. The coaching staff are just coming out now and they're shaking hands of the owners and Billy Hogan, who I had the pleasure of chatting to yesterday morning before running 5K with him, which is a real thing that happened. But he's there with John Henry and Mike Gordon.
Was that
and the
for
likes.
Like content, or do you just fancy going to run with him?
No, it's content. Yeah.
Oh right, okay.
I interviewed him. Yeah.
Whilst running?
No. We did run after.
No, that's what I mean. Was the run?
The run wasn't the content.
The run was just for fun.
The run was just part of the.
Oh, that's nice.
Thing. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, it was good. The coaching staff are now back out, and they're James McConnell there as well, and some of the other youngsters likewise.
Great businessman, John Henry.
Yeah, we must be awaiting the players now because, like I say, people have re-emerged from the changing rooms. Let's just wait. I want to see the reception that the players get when they come back out because that's going to be.
We can do our amateur body language.
Yeah, there'll be a bit of that going on.
Is Joe Gomez going?
Yeah, there might be an element of that. I'm almost certain there will be. Yeah, but like literally,
Harvey Elliott, are you going to be crying? You know.
Special shout out to George Shefton. Do you know what? That's a really good point. Yeah, well
very
said.
Good shout by
well
McKee.
said. Long-standing service to the Liverpool Football Club, and
like 50 years-ish, isn't it?
Or he's seen some things, man.
Is he going to get a thing?
He should do.
Yeah,
absolutely should.
And one thing, actually, as this news came out the other day, I like his vibe because, like, if we score some little scruffy goal, you go, the goal scored by blah blah. But like when Gerrard scored that goal against Olympiacos, you go, the goal scorer number, like, and you're like, oh, even George Sefton's going mad. Like, what I don't like this fourth. I'm not having for a second.
Here we go. It's the McVeigh's. I love that. Absolutely love that. Yeah. That's a nice touch. Sorry, I've met Mark as well. It's a nice touch. That they're bringing the Premier League trophy out to the plinth, followed by Alan Hansen.
I was going to say Alan Hansen's there as well. Yeah.
We've done this right, you know.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be a thing, but now I'm watching it. We've absolutely done this right. That's quality from Liverpool. That carrying it out onto the plinth, following a specially laid out carpet. Man, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Richard Masters is there as well, putting it onto its little stand. Liverpool FC already engraved onto it, of course. Big punch of the air, nice.
Speaking about the engraving, we're on it twice. One says Liverpool, the other one says Liverpool FC.
Yeah.
Do you think that's mad?
Bit mad. I wonder if it's an ownership decision, maybe someone up high up might have said something. It's Henderson. All the right people are there. I think all the right people might be there, to be honest. I think it's about right.
There he is.
There's Kenny. Speaking of which, there's Kenny. Or did you mean Richard Hughes?
I meant Kenny, yeah. I meant Kenny.
Here they come. Led out by Arne Slot. Led out by Arne Slot. Followed by people I can't see.
They've got a little... They've got a special kits on,
yeah, something in the middle of it there.
Champions 24-25.
That's... Harvey Davis has got the honour of following Arne Slot. Done away for himself there, that fella, like. The players will come back out now. Mighty Red's out there as well. There's Federico Chiesa, Joey Gomez, Alexis McAllister. There he is. Diogo Jota giving it the big into the camera.
Jarell Quansah trying to look cool there, wasn't he?
He was trying to look cool.
Is Harvey Davis getting a medal?
He's certainly in line for one here. There's Mo Salah.
Has he played in the Premier League?
No. Shirt back to front, Mo Salah.
Can I have a medal? I haven't played in the Premier League.
Take that one there. All right, Slot gets his handshake and his hug from him and gets his Premier League medal wrapped around his neck. Well deserved. What an arrival. Handshake for Alan Hansen and a hug for Alan Hansen as well. Here we go. Now we have begun. We'll try and talk you through it as best as possible as long as the cameras allow us to. Handshakes for Tyler Morton. He moves on. Don't think he got a medal there. Alisson Becker will be in receipt of a medal, of course. I'm glad. Alan Hansen's a lovely touch as well. Puts the medal round Ali's neck. Love that.
He's just gone shocking defending.
Cody Gakpo's next. Shocking. Ibu Kanate.
Ibu, shocking defending.
Quality centre half to quality centre half. Dom Szoboszlai.
What a handsome man.
Told you. Not sure about the hair. Curtis Jones.
I like his hair. There's Curtis.
Oh, big smile. Endo next. The biggest cheer so far for Taro Endo, I think. Richard Masters, just whatever, mate, honestly. Oh, you nearly forgot about Hansen. That'd have been a shame. Curtis Jones was laughing at him then. Did you see that as well? That is Vitislav Jaros.
Yeah.
He did play against Crystal Palace. Yes. Harvey Elliott next.
He made a great save as well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Alan Hansen shakes Harvey Elliott hand. Now here's Federico Chiesa. 5 appearances, medal. Well deserved, round his neck. Joe Gomez next. Robbo. Big smiles from Jurgen. Scott to Scott there. Yeah. Bit of a chat between the two of them. Compatriots having a chat and a little hug as well. Nice. Conor Bradley. Followed by Joel. There can't be many more with the squad to go.
Of my amateur body language, Kwanzaa's looking a bit like...
big smile from Gravenberg. So he's just been sent off. Still beaming. It'll be whatever happens towards the fans, I think, to be honest. I mean, that'll tell us more. Look at Gravenberg's face. He's made up. Love that. Diogo Jota with Portuguese flag wrapped around his waist. Luis Diaz.
There he is.
I'm not sure about that, Martin.
Martin?
Was it Peter, sorry?
Martin's retired.
Thank God for Alexis. That. Alexis McAllister now. Darwin Núñez, a big wave to Anfield there.
Whoa.
Yeah. Big wave. Pat on the back from Alan Hansen. Kostas Tsimikas giving it that one. He loves it. Kostas gets his handshakes as well.
You never know.
Oh.
There he is.
Big cheer for Trent, who... big taps to the chest as well from Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I wouldn't say a wry smile, but a sort of...
A knowing smile.
Yeah.
Definitely a knowing. Big handshake for Alan Hansen as well, who gives him a whack on the chest. He's kissing the badge.
Little karate chop.
Trent has just kissed the badge after receiving his Premier League medal.
Kiss the badge.
Mo Salah up next. Handshakes and hugs for Mo Salah, of course. And your captain.
There we go.
Virgil van Dijk up next.
There we go.
Big hug for Alan Hansen. Medal round the neck. Done. Now it's time. Kissing the medal first. Here we go. Alan Hansen's got it in his hands. Virgil's got it. He's making his way to the front. How's he going to do it? Here we go. Liverpool Premier League champions. There it goes. Virgil van Dijk bouncing on the spot with the trophy held aloft. There it is. And Anfield is ablaze behind. Fireworks going off. Red pyros everywhere. There it is. He hands it straight over to him, and Mo Salah have got it between them now. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The moment we've all been waiting for. And Trent comes to front and centre with Andy Robertson, the two full-backs who've been absolutely unbelievable for us for nigh on a decade. Raise it together as well. The shot from outside Anfield is unbelievable. Trent's got it himself. This is just Trent's moment now. He's shaking it. He's shaking it.
I've got a little tear.
I wanted to hear that. Arne Slot.
I thought I was going to be like,
Arne Slot, I love that. That's a big lift. And I was just going to get handed round.
What a bunch of lads. There we go. You said about drawing the short straw. I would like to be there now. I have to say, sorry guys. We have enjoyed providing our watch along coverage today, but I am jealous of everybody who's in that stadium now. Costas, go on, son. There we go. There's Dom. Yes. No one's going to do an Emmy Martinez, are they?
No,
I shouldn't think.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. Back in Virgil's hands now. Everyone's just dancing on the stage now. Alisson's changed his top
staff getting a hug as well off Slot.
Yeah,
lovely.
the whole squad's
Johnny
up there.
Heitinger's there in the front row.
Doesn't look the most comfortable of dancing, does he, Johnny? But yeah, it's a party now in Anfield. Got one of our shirts on, good lad.
Yeah.
Campione top on, go ahead. Love that. Yeah, it's party time in Anfield. There's inflatable trophies everywhere. There's just red mist descending on everybody. Nobody can really see at this point, I can't imagine. The crown's come off the Premier League side. We broke it. We've had it 5 minutes and we broke it. It's going on Mo Salah's head, which is a lovely touch, to be fair. They're trying to fix it. Gakpo's got hold of it right now. They've managed somehow to get it back on, I think. Alisson's taking over. No, they've fully broke it. It's fucked. No one can really work out what's going on. It's on.
There we go.
We're fine. Gakpo's raised it to the air now. I was waiting for it to come off again, then I'll be honest. Alexis McAllister. Never has a man been so deserving. Alexis McAllister's got his moments. World Cup winner, now Premier League champion as well. Look at that. Alisson Becker's turn.
Not bad at all.
The people deserving just keep coming thick and fast, don't they?
Yeah. I tell you what, he's got quite the CV already, hasn't he, Alexis McAllister?
He wants to do it with Trent. He's gone
nice.
combined with Trent, Alisson. Okay.
There we go. Fede Chiesa gets a little go. Darwin.
Billy Hogan having a chat with Arne Slot now. What a season. All culminating this. The players are off now. They're on to just enjoy celebrations around the grounds. Curtis Jones has got a video going on with Selfie, which we're able to see somehow. We're following Virgil van Dijk. We're having a little dance in front of the camera.
Lovely.
There we go. Love that. Back on Curtis. He's got a little selfie stick going on. Luis Diaz has got it now. We're going to see some of Lucho holding his medal. We are. This is all very new, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is all very different. Joel Quanta next. Trophy lift. One case is going off inside Anfield now. I'm going to have a chat with Cody Gakpo in a moment. There's Kelly Case just speaking to Trent. I thought we might have a minute with Trent there, but seemingly not. Darwin Núñez is getting involved. He's got the selfie stick. Anything could happen here. He's just giving it the Ramos up into the air. No, now he's bouncing. There we go. They're at the cop now. This is when it's going off, yeah.
Alisson's got it.
That's fucking joyous, that is.
Yeah.
That's boss. The cop is literally red. Alisson's got it. He's giving it absolute big uns to the crowd. The crowd chanting his name back, as you may well imagine. Well, there we go.
This is what it's all for.
Salah in front of the cop now.
I'm concerned about that crown. It's come off once.
Yeah, it's unnerved me, that.
You don't want one of them in your eye, do you?
Here we go. Virgil in front of the cop. The captain in front of the cop. Let's just wait for this. He's built up the anticipation. There we go. Look at that. Look at the middle of the cop there. It's fucking ablaze. Wow. Oh, is that Joe?
Yeah.
Oh, Joe Gomez next. Nice touch. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Trent now in front of the cop. But yeah. Went well.
It's nice, that actually, isn't it? It's nice.
Like, he's really embraced that, and they've really embraced that. I must admit. I wasn't sure how it'd go down, but it's gone down.
No, in terms of,
now.
I don't know if it literally was all Klopp the other day, but like he'd come on today. The reception's been better.
Yeah, it's worth a treat, like whatever it was. Ibu now in front of the cop as well. They're all having a turn.
Do you reckon anyone's ever done an injury?
Yeah, definitely.
Doing this.
100%, yeah, 100%. Right, I think that's us. Is that us? Should we? I think that might be us. Yeah, I think that might be us. We're going to go, I'm going to go to Anfield. What are you doing?
Don't know.
Home.
I was going to say what Steve said for his what you do in the dark answer, but no. Okay, I might go to Anfield. Who knows?
I'm going to go to Anfield. Happy birthday, Ibu Kanate, as well. Is a good point. Yeah, special birthday present for him. Right, it's time. It's time. That's it. Okay? We're done.
Thank you, everybody.
There you go.
Same again next season?
Shall we?
And a few more?
I quite like the idea of a few more. I quite like winning some more
Number
stuff.
7?
But that's for next season. For now, thank you so much for today, for the entire season. It's been a pleasure, really has been a pleasure speaking to you all season long. Honestly, if you've commented negatively, sound. If you commented positively, even better. Doesn't matter. We're here to have a chat. It's all opinion based. It's all footy. This is literally what this platform exists for. So genuinely, thank you so much for getting involved all season long. It's been a joy, an absolute joy, every single step of the way. But made all the more sweeter by what we're witnessing right now. And as I speak, it's Darwin Núñez lifting the Premier League trophy in front of the Kop, which is just unbelievable. Interviews are about to take place with Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah. They will get covered in the fullness of time. You will find your coverage for them somewhere. I, however, am heading to Anfield. Yeah. Thank you so much for this. Honestly, you are the best. You are absolutely the best. We will be back, of course. We're covering the parade tomorrow, but more importantly,
so got all that to do, haven't we?
We'll be back on Tuesday with our usual service being resumed, and then all summer long, because it just doesn't stop. Much like Liverpool and trophies, it just doesn't stop. Yeah, honestly, you guys are the best. It's been a pleasure. Take care. Speak to you all soon. Enjoy the night. Enjoy the celebrations. Enjoy the party. Please drink responsibly and all that. Goodbye.